Hello, everybody, and welcome to the most tedious fucking tier list you've ever seen. As you can tell by the title, I'm gonna be ranking every single televised episode of Doctor Who that has ever existed. So, the reason I'm doing this is because recently, sort of at the beginning of summer, like around April, I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch all of Doctor Who from the beginning, right here, all the way to the most recent episode, this piece of shit right here. And I think that I'm obviously the most qualified person to rank every single story of Doctor Who, and probably the biggest shit out there, best YouTube channel there is. So this is the normal tier list, by the way. Whoever the fuck made this, whoever the fuck put time into this and actually put the titles on everything, you're a straight up homie, dude. Thanks for the fucking tier list. But yeah, here's every Doctor Who story, classic and modern. I might do this with the main range as well. And what I'm sort of doing is I kind of also want to rank all the episodes like with a number as well. But I don't know, that might get a little fucking hard. I might just have to break it down to tiers because there's a fuck ton. I think there's something like 300 televised stories. It's 2 to 300, I think. I know there's 275 in Big Finish's main range, but I don't. I think that's just a little under the actual episode count, the story count for TV. I'm also going to be trying to do these all in order, but as you can see, the images here are out of order slightly. I mean, like, you've got all the 60s episodes here, but here's Unearthly Child. It's the first one, and it's like right in the middle of them. Then you got all of the 70s episodes. Where's the first 80s episode? Right here. There it is. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do this. So first off, An Unearthly Child. Not canon. Actually, no. Okay. Oh shit, this one's hard to rank because like episode one's really fucking good, but all the other parts just really suck balls. E tier. I think I'm gonna go with E tier for An Unearthly Child. Not a great start. I mean, it is a fucking phenomenal start if you only watch the first episode for the show. But fucking if you want to stick through all the caveman politics that go on in parts 2 to 4, be my guest. I know I fucking didn't. I'd tune out that shit. All right, next story. Where'd it go? It was right here. Where'd it go? Actually, where is it? Oh, there it is. Next story, the Daleks. Second ever story of Doctor Who, the first one with the Daleks in it. And I think, as far as Dalek stories go, it wasn't half bad, wasn't half good, really. It was just sort of in between there, run of the mill Doctor Who stuff. I mean, this one actually does drag out a fuck ton in like parts 6 and 7. There's like one whole part where they're just in the sewer. Oh, that shit could have been cut, dude. Um, Actually, I think I might move this down to D tier. It's the first Dalek story though, and that goes a long way. They actually were originally like, so back in the 60s, pretty much every episode, in classic Who, every story is broken down into multiple parts, and in the 60s, every episode, like every different part, had its own title. And then later, when they were going back to rename the whole stories, they usually just named them after one of the episodes. Like An Unearthly Child was named after episode 1 of that story. And the Daleks, I don't think there's actually an episode in the serial called The Daleks. Originally, what this serial was called by fans was The Mutants, because that's what the Daleks are built up to be throughout the story. But then there's a Pertwee episode later on called The Mutants, and that sort of took that title. There's fun trivia for you. Next one is Edge of Destruction, right? Yeah, Edge of Destruction, not even canon. Um, yeah, what to say about Edge of Destruction? Really solid shit. Like everyone's going crazy throughout all. I'll move it up to. Do I think it's worse than Unearthly? No, I don't. Okay, I'll put it there. It's 2 episodes, a rare two-parter in Classic Who. I think they're called The Edge of Destruction and The Brink of Disaster. Yeah. And like it's a typical TARDIS story. It's the first story to be set entirely inside of the TARDIS. And like the setup is everyone's going fucking insane. The TARDIS is like doing weird shit. Susan's got a knife and she's poking holes in her bed. What's causing all of this wacky mayhem? And then the fucking solution is, oh, someone just forgot to flip the light switch all the way. Light switch got stuck in between. Oh well, fuck. Let's just finish that. Figure that one out. Move on to our next adventure. Good shit, dude. Good shit. Next adventure, by the way. Oh, I was about to say next adventure isn't shit, but next adventure is Marco Polo, if I am remembering correctly. Marco Polo is a solid A tier, one of the best pure historicals ever. And apparently it looked really good too, but we will never know because this story is entirely missing. Um, yeah, A tier. Not really much to say about Marco Polo. I mean, it's a fully missing story. It's actually the only story that has missing parts. No, 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 no. It's one of the two stories that have missing parts in season one. Um, but it's fully missing, unlike Reign of Terror, which we'll get into later. So yeah, that's Marco Polo for you. Just kind of a cool pseudo historical. You get to meet Marco Polo. You get to go on this whole 7-part journey. It's really fun. You know what isn't fucking fun? Keys of Marinus. Oh, Keys of Marinus. Oh, that's going right. Oh, I might even put Keys in F tier, dude. Oh, I really hate Keys. It just drags out, and the fucking I think they're called the Voord. Is that the fucking what the creatures are called? They're just so obviously trying to replace the Daleks or like be as good as the Daleks, which is obvious because they got Terry Nation to write this story. So they probably wanted him to ape off the fame of his other story, the Daleks. I think Keys of Marinus was one of 2 stories Terry Nation ever wrote that didn't involve the Daleks. Anyway, it's really fucking bad, and I don't recommend it. It's long, and all the parts are fucking. Oh, and Susan's screaming her head off the entire time. Oh Jesus, man. Oh Jesus. Aztecs is next, though. Aztecs. If I were to, oh, here's the thing. I like Aztecs better than Marco Polo, but maybe that's partially due to the fact that I had to watch a fucking Gmod reconstruction of Marco Polo rather than just watching the full Aztecs as it was made back in the 60s. But yeah, I do like this story better. It has one of the most memorable First Doctor moments in it, where he says, "You can't rewrite history, not one line of it." And of course, that line, even though it's iconic to Doctor Who, went on to be fucking ruined in all of Moffat's era, dude. Oh, Moffat did not give 2 shits about that. All right, Aztecs is solid though. There's a bit where like the Doctor kind of falls in love with this Aztec woman, or like has a thing with her, which is kind of stupid because the Doctor should never feel romantic towards humans. But it's all right. It's Old Man Hartnell. They didn't have really the lore of the series uh, solidified. I mean, at this point in time, you didn't even really know the Doctor wasn't human. So I give it a pass. I give it a pass. What's next? Sensorites. Sensorites is a good B tier Doctor Who story. I like the Sensorites themselves. They went on to be the inspiration for the Ood, which was a big fucking thing in the David Tennant era here. They were a big species. Um, yeah, they're cool creatures. The kind of pussies though. And there's like the weird evil one that just wants to kill the humans for no real reason. Um, but like it gets kind of cool when the Doctor sort of has to negotiate for the humans and the Sensorites, and he has to make peace between their people. That's really cool. That's really cool. Big ups on that. Then Reign of Terror, I think, is our last one. Reign of Terror, C tier for pseudo historicals. A little less than the Daleks, I'd say. A little lower in the ranks. Oh, Reign of Terror, otherwise known as the episode where the First Doctor declares that the Reign of Terror is his favorite era in all of human history. I don't know, it's really forgettable. The Doctor, I think it's the first episode where the Doctor and the companions dressed up to fit the time period. So that's cool. That's cool, I guess, if you care about that sort of thing. It's also, but like, it's the season one finale. And I guess they didn't really do finales back then, so you shouldn't judge it too harshly. Which I'm not, because I kind of hate New Who season finales. They kind of fucking suck. But like, it's nothing special, nothing to write home about. It's missing one episode, I believe, which has been animated, and that animation does look pretty good, actually. So I recommend checking it out. Season two starts with the Planet of the Giants. Where are we? Planet of Giants. I think it's gonna be our first D tier story. This is another rare. This is a two-parter, right? Hold on, let me pull up my cheat sheet. Hmm. Okay, yeah, okay, so it's 3 episodes long. Originally intended to be 4 episodes long, but it dragged out, so they cut it down to 3. And even with 3 episodes, this one drags out. I mean, it's not that good, really. There's that whole like B plot as well with the fucking pesticide thing and the weird mobster that shows up. It's a fucking weird one, dude. Planet of Giants is a little kooky. Anyway, we go right next to the best Dalek story in the Hartnell era, which is probably guessed it by now. Dalek Invasion of Earth. It's not S tier. It's B tier. No, it's between A and B for me. No, I'm gonna give it A, just because like this is the first episode where we really got character development. And I put it right in between Aztecs and Marco Polo. This is the first episode where we got character development for like Susan, really, and it's also her departure. But they handled it really well, and they handled like her growing up and all that like with surprising finesse for a 60s sci-fi show. So that's something to be commended. And I also really like the side cast. The side cast in this one's all cool, and they're even better in the movie version, which I don't think the movie versions are here, so we're not going to rank them. But yeah, not much more to say about Dalek Invasion of Earth. It's a cool little story. It's neat. It's neat. All right, the rescue's next because we have to introduce Vicky, who's Susan's replacement, and the rescue's going down. I like it a little more than Keys of Marinus, but not much more than Keys of Marinus. It's obviously just there to introduce the new companion. Plus, like the world it builds up is not very believable. I know it's probably supposed to be an analogy for like Native Americans and New English settlers. Um, but like I'm not sold. Oh, sorry, I'm not sold on the whole thing that they had going on there. So I think that's yeah, I think it's a good place to be in F tier. Next one's the Romans, right? Oh, I'm gonna pull up my cheat sheet. I think it's the Romans. It is. It's the Romans. Okay. Romans. Another cool just historical, pure historical. Where am I gonna put it? I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's just a nice little romp. Barbara gets sold into slavery. Ian becomes a gladiator. This has one of my favorite First Doctor moments ever in it, and where he's got to play the harp for Nero's court, and he says he doesn't know how to play a fucking harp, so he says only people with the most intelligent ears or whatever can hear the music that I'm about to play, can hear the beats that I'm about to lay down. And then he just waves his hand over the harp like he's playing, but he doesn't actually play. But everyone claps after he's finished because they don't want to be stupid to their peers. It's a really iconic First Doctor moment. I rep it. I rep it. Web Planet. Web Planet's underrated, but it's still a C tier story. I think I like it more than the Reign of Terror. I think I like it more than the Daleks, to be honest with you. I like the costumes are shoddy and shit, but like That's fucking 60s Doctor Who for you. That's all of Doctor Who for you. If you're really getting caught up on the costume design for 60s Doctor Who, like, you need to rethink your fucking life, dude. You need to have a sit down with a therapist, man. You need to you need to get your shit together. It's nothing to fuss about. And I also like to represent the fact that there was like a low level atmosphere on the planet. The director actually used this like weird film thing over the cameras that made it look all like blurry and shit. And that's a really cool aesthetic. It really sells the otherworldly aspect of the web planet. And also, this episode has one of the Elder Gods, one of the Cthulhu gods in it. It's called the Animus in this, but I think it's supposed to be. Oh, what's it supposed to be? It might be. No, Yog-Sothoth is the Great Intelligence. I don't know what the Animus is supposed to be, but I know it's supposed to be some sort of Lovecraftian entity, which is later confirmed in the books, which is cool. Web Planet. Then I want to say Space Museum. Am I right? No, it's Crusade. Oh, fuck. Okay, the Crusade sucks. Yeah, Crusade sucks. It's going right there. Half missing story, and I don't know. As far as the pure historicals go, there aren't many of them. I feel like this is a bog standard one. Actually, if it was a standard pure historical, it'd probably be in C or B tier. Because usually the pure historicals are fucking fire, and I wish they do more of them. But they don't. And the last one they did actually really sucks. So that's probably why they don't do them anymore. Yeah, D tier is a nice place for the Crusade. Space Museum is next. What do I think about Space Museum? It has that really cool moment where, as you can see here, it's the first Doctor hiding in the Dalek, and he's like, oh my god, I love the first Doctor's little childish giggle he gives every time he's outsmarting his enemies. It's so iconic. Space Museum. Yeah, C tier right above. Right. This is the first Doctor Who episode that really utilized like a time trick, or like something that Stephen Moffat would use a lot in his era, where the TARDIS crew actually lands there before they land there, and it's kind of cool to see time catch up. But it also doesn't make much sense given 60s writing, where that thing was handled less and they didn't really know how to handle it appropriately. I'd say if I were to be given a choice between watching the Daleks and watching the Space Museum, however, I'd watch the Space Museum. It has cool moments. It has moments where like Ian shoots people, which is always based. Does Ian just fucking kill someone in this? I think he does. I think Ian straight up murders one of the guards in this. Well, it's self-defense, so it's not really murder. That's a debate I'm not getting into, but Space Museum's cool. And is it the chase right after? Yeah, it is the chase. Okay, the chase and the time meddler are the two we've got left in this season. Chase is the worst Dalek story so far. I think it's actually the worst one of the 60s. It has redeemable elements, though. It has the mechanoids, which I really like. The mechanoids made a reappearance in Time Lord Victorious, which was so fucking cool. I love seeing those things again. I don't know why. I love the prop that they use for him. I love how they interact with the Daleks. They've got those grabber things. Man, the mechanoids were cool, dude. Mechanoids were cool. This also introduces Steven as the new companion, although he doesn't really become the new companion until next episode. And this is also the exit story for Ian and Barbara, which I think by default should put it at least above Planet of Giants. Top of D tier right now, yeah. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Time Meddler. Time Meddler. Time Meddler. The first pseudo-historical and the first story that introduces a Time Lord villain in The Meddling Monk. I think so this story is basically about the monk wanting to change events of history. I forget what exact. It's something to do with Vikings. Oh, I'm sure to. Bear in mind, I watched this episode like 5-6 months ago, so it's been a hot minute. Um, I think I'll give it. I would rather watch the Romans than the Time Meddlers, so I'm gonna put it below the Romans. But yeah, it's the first pseudo historical with the first Time Lord villain. It's cool. The monk actually he shows up. He only has 2 appearances in the classic era, and we'll get into his next appearance in the next season. How does season 3 begin? Is it with Galaxy 4? Or is that the beginning of season 4? It's with Galaxy 4! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I fucking love Galaxy 4. By the way, Galaxy 4 is getting a reanimation soon. I think in November it's getting a reanimation, and I'm so gonna pick that shit up. Because it's... I mean, being realistic, let's put it above... top of E tier, I'd say, being realistic. But, like, the Draven are so... they're just the most hilarious villain that Doctor Who's ever had. Besides the Daleks, probably. Oh, oh god, I love the Dravens. The Dravens were referenced in the Pandorica opens, but they didn't show up, which I think is stupid because look, their costumes are so fucking easy. Oh, big respect on Was it? No, it was Sydney Newman that made that decision, right? I was thinking it might be Verity Lambert, but she left after Web Planet. All right, all right. What is it next? I'm just gonna. I like season 3 is really fuzzy to me because it has barely any complete stories. Okay. Mission to the Unknown, which is basically part of Dalek Master Plan. It's the only one-part story in all of Classic Who, but it's also part of the largest story in all of Classic Who. I don't really know why they made Mission to the Unknown like its own thing. And if I can find it here, okay, here it is. I feel like it isn't even fair to rank this without getting to Dalek Master Plan. We'll put it there, and then we might change that when we get back to later with the Daleks Master Plan. All right, Mythmakers. Where is it? Where's the? Okay, there it is. This introduces the new companion, who's like a Roman woman or Greek, and she thinks the Doctor is Zeus, which is a really cool idea for a companion. But they quickly realize that a companion who thinks the Doctor is God would get a little fucking weird, and she dies like early on in the Daleks' master plan because of that. Because they just couldn't find a good way to write through that. Mythmakers. They also renamed a docu-series in the 90s after the Mythmakers, and it was like interviewing a bunch of old cast members and stuff. That was cool. Just a little fun fact of trivia. Mythmakers. Ooh, C. Bottom of C. A little higher. Okay. Yeah, it introduces companion. What's her name? Is it Elizabeth? No, that's a stupid name for a Greek woman, right? Oh god, I can't believe I'm forgetting her name, but she was only in 2 stories, man. She's only in 2 stories. Dalek's Master Plan. Right here. I'm gonna put it here for now because that's where we put Mission to the Unknown. Bonuses. Second longest story ever in Doctor Who, which I don't know if that's a bonus. One bonus is it has Sarah Kingdom, who's the most badass first Doctor companion. Khan, the villain's kind of in yellow face. That happened a lot in 60s Who. That's a con. That's a big con right there. Um, Other con, it had a weird Christmas special right in the middle called Face of Steven. That's yeah, that was a little cringe, just a little bit. That was a little cringe. I think is it D tier worthy? I don't think so. I think above the Daleks. I think that's right. Here, I'll put Mission to the Unknown there. Because, I mean, if you were to view it as not a part of Dalek's master plan, it's cool, I guess. And it's a little better than the whole, maybe, viewed alone, but you kind of do have to view it as one whole. Would I rather watch this? I mean, talk about stretching shit out, you know? Because this story really stretches shit out. Whew. Oh, this is the first really fucking tough one, not gonna lie. I think this is a good place, right in between Space Museum and the Daleks. I think that's a good place for it, right now. Next up is the Savages, am I correct? Oh no, it's the Massacre. Uh, Inspired by the Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve. Massacre. I don't know, better than the Crusade, I'd say. Better than the Crusade. Massacre. The Ark. Oh shit, the Ark. The one where the slave people rise up and are villains in the end. This is a weird one. The Ark. This was also at the time the furthest in the future I think the crew had ever gone. Which really puts some shit into perspective. Better than the Massacre? Better than Planet of Giants, maybe. Better than the Chase? No, not better than the Chase. Nah, the Ark. It'll sit pretty right there. I think. Kind of a weird one. Kind of a wacky one. Savages is season 4. I don't know why I keep one. No, it is season 3. Oh shit. Okay, Celestial Toymaker. E tier. E tier, and let's put Unearthly Child above Edge of Destruction. Wow, talk about Yellowface. This is the story for it. And other than that, I mean, like I feel like if the Celestial Toymaker wasn't a missing story, people would not revere it as much as they do. Yeah, it's a real tough one to sit through. I like the whole idea behind it, but considering some of the questionable racism inside of it, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to leave it at the bottom of E tier for now. That's a real tough call to make there because it is a fan favorite that is just unapologetically racist. And I mean, there is another fan favorite later on down the line that's also racist, but that's one that's more tolerable. And it's weird saying that. It's not. It feels icky saying that, but it's true. And I mean, the racism in that one was toned down a lot. Like you could, I mean, it might not have even been intentional in that story, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Yeah, it's Celestial Toymaker for you. Gunfighters. Yeah, I love westerns. Is this a good Doctor Who western though? I mean, there's only what 2 of them, I think. Um, 2 of them in televised television history. Hmm. 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 The Gunfighters. Like it's also a musical, and it's a musical with just one song. But that song's pretty cool. But by the time you've heard Ballad of the Last Chance Saloon for the 50th fucking time, it does get a little boring. Gunfighters. I enjoy it more than Dalek's Master Plan. I enjoy it more than Space Museum. We'll put it there. Savages. This is the last episode of Steven in it, right? Who at the time I feel like he might have been the longest running companion. Hmm. Yeah. I think maybe just a little bit above Keys and Marinus. I don't have much to say about that one. What I do have much to say about, however, is the War Machines a fucking good one. Fucking Pogger's story. We'll put it in reads here for now, but we might change that after I'm done talking about it. This was like one of the first stories where it's like, oh yeah, Doctor's a heroic dude, you know. Before this, his morality was questionable, but this is like the first unit story, really, if you think about it. It's got him working with the military. It's got all these different elements that would become standard shit in the Pertwee era. Yeah, yeah. Cool story. War Machines. Maybe. Hmm. Might be right now. I have the Aztecs as the best first Doctor story, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'd say I'm gonna I might catch some flack for this one, but I think it's an A tier story. I love the War Machines. It's an iconic first Doctor story, and I actually just talking about it. I want to fucking watch it like right now. I don't know why I like this one so much. Smugglers. Anyway, that's F tier. Okay, but like a lot of you people might be concerned. A lot of you First Doctor fans might be concerned about the fact that there is not an S tier story for the First Doctor yet. Well, all of your fears can be dismayed because we just got the 10th planet, our first S tier story, and our last First Doctor story. This is the story in which he regenerates. The only part of this story that's missing is the episode where he regenerates, which I kind of find a little funny. But 10th planet, first of all, best Cyberman design ever. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? The Mondasian Cybermen fucking kill it all, dude. They are the best Cybermen. Without a doubt in my mind. Without a doubt. And also you got the first Doctor, like, at his A game. Kind of like in War Machines. Even though Hartnell's having heart problems at this point. And things are kind of going downhill in his life. You got brilliant introduction of regeneration, which at the time was just called like a renewal. This is one of the biggest episodes when it comes to the lore of the series. I mean, this shit really added a bunch, you know. Yeah, I'd say 10th planet S tier story easily. And then we got Power of the Daleks, which is like maybe the second best regeneration story. This one's good. This one's real good. It's everything that Victory of the Daleks wanted to be, but better. The first, second Doctor story, it really does well at establishing his character and how he's so different from the first Doctor, which at the time was jarring. But I mean, wow, it's a really it really refreshed the show at the time, and you can tell. Um, yeah, I mean, like it's a great one. It has the Daleks being clever and shit. You know, they're not playing second fiddle to anyone, even though that's literally like what they're pretending to do in the episode. Is so cool. Um, yeah, Power of the Daleks, easy A tier. One of the better post regeneration stories. What's next? Highlanders? Is that next? I want to say it's Highlanders. Hmm. 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 It is the Highlanders. Okay, entirely missing, unfortunately, but it reintroduces Jamie. I also think it's the last pure historical, which is kind of sad. It does introduce one of the most iconic companions of Doctor Who ever, though, which is Jamie. And I think it's another A tier story. I think it's better than War Machines. Yeah, Highlanders is cool. It's one of the few stories which actually show like the British as the villains. You know, they're unapologetically evil in this episode, which is that's fun that the creators of Doctor Who weren't willing to like whitewash anything. You know, they were like, yeah, this is a bad period of time. The British were kind of assholes to the Scottish. Yeah. And I think the next episode is the oh no, Faceless Ones is a long way off. Oh, I thought it was Faceless Ones so quickly. And I feel like I should talk about Jamie more real quickly. So Patrick Troughton and oh my god, oh I'm gonna get lambasted if I don't fucking remember who plays Jamie. I mean, I remember him, but I don't know his name. Anyway, like they were a comedy duo, and Jamie wasn't meant to be a companion, but he just worked so well with the second Doctor that they decided to bring him on, which eventually spelled the end for Ben and Polly. But I don't mind that too much. And Polly's a little annoying, and Ben's just Steven too. I feel, you know, they aren't the best companions. But Underwater Menace is next. This is the first Troughton story that's going down in F tier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it better than Smugglers? I'd say just a little bit. The villain is fucking hilarious. I absolutely love the villain. Um, but yeah, it's I mean, it's hold on real quick. I'm gonna put Smugglers down in not canon. I feel. But yeah, I like Menace, but it's realistically it's not a good story, unfortunately. The Moonbase is next, which is the next Cyberman story. As I think this is the season where they really tried to push like a Dalek replacement because they knew they were going to lose the Daleks this season actually. So they really tried pushing the Cybermen. Didn't work out a little bit. I'd say the Moonbase is a good B tier Doctor Who story, just a little bit above the Romans. Or the Sins. Fucking let's put the Sensorites right there. I don't feel comfortable with it being higher than the Romans. Moonbase, top of B tier. Macro Terror. Macro Terror. Oh my god, I don't want to put another one in A tier so quick, but like season 4 was just really good, wasn't it? Season 4, it was good. Put it above the Daleks, I think. Or Dalek Invasion of Earth, yeah. Put it above that. The animation for this one is also like I really love the black and white animations. I don't love the color ones, and I think the Macro Terror was the last one to have a black and white option, and I love it, and it looks really creepy. Just in that style. So yeah, Macro Terror A tier for sure. Tomb of the Cybermen. Oh wait, is that the next one? No, it's Faceless Ones and then Evil of the Daleks. Faceless Ones fucking sucks. Let's put it above Celestial Toymaker, above Edge of Destruction. That's as far as it's going. I hate the chameleon people. I hate the fact that their entire racial identity was like lost in an explosion. It's weird. It's a weird one. And Ben and Polly leaving at the ending isn't enough to make it significant. You know, I feel like the only reason the Faceless Ones was animated was because, or reanimated recently, was because it was Ben and Polly's exit story. You know, if it wasn't that, then like this story would be forgotten. You know, and it's not worth remembering. Evil of the Daleks is, however, worth remembering. Is it better than Power of the Daleks? Sure, probably. Why not? Why not? Yeah, let's put it there. The first episode to have like really good Daleks, you know, in the sense that they're like not evil and wanting to kill everything, which was a cool twist. This was also the first episode where the Daleks went extinct at the end of it. You know, the Daleks were. This was supposed to be their final story because Terry Nation was trying to get his own show made with the Daleks. Yeah, Evil of the Daleks, really good. Is it better than the Aztecs? Yeah. I think Power of the Daleks might also be better than the Aztecs, though. This is also, correct me if I'm wrong, but other than this and Daleks in Manhattan, this is the only historical to feature the Daleks. We'll figure out later on, though. Tomb of the Cybermen. Yes, a little racist. Oh my god, did every fucking story in season 5 have 6 parts? Except for this one? Yeah, okay, sure. Tomb of the Cybermen, it's got racial stereotypes in it, but it's got the one with Toberman, which is kind of unforgivable. But like, as far as Cyberman stories go, and especially as far as classic Who Cyber, yes, I feel like honestly, the '60s were the strongest era for the Cybermen, all around. But as far as Cyberman stories go, I'd say it's one of the better ones. Mm, put it above Invasion of the Daleks, but below Macro Terror, I think. Yeah, that's a good place for it. Do, 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 do. Abominable Snowman and the Ice Warriors. Abominable Snowman was the first story to feature the Great Intelligence. I don't think it's as good, though, as The Web of Fear, which is his second story and final in Classic Who. Um, is it top of C tier? I think it's top of C tier. Yeah. Features the Snowman, features the Great Intelligence. It's cool. It also features one of the few recurring characters of the time, who will come back later in the Web of Fear. Web of Fear was recently reanimated. I actually haven't seen that reanimation. I just watched the Telesnap recreation. Um, but yeah, it's cool from what I've seen. Ice Warriors. It's a weird one. It reintroduces one of the fringe iconic, like pseudo iconic monsters of Doctor Who, which is the Ice Warriors. But like, is it really that good? I'd say it's top of D tier. They're kind of weird. The Ice Warriors, they weren't really fleshed out until later on in like Pertwee's era. I think was their best time. Um, but like, it's a good one. Actually, no, it's not a good one if it's in D tier. That means it's starting to get bad. Yeah, it does. I mean, it just has some elements like the first of all, the Ice Warriors. They aren't even called that. They're just named that by some random fucking dude, um, who confuses them for Vikings, which is weird. Um, but overall, I'd say mm, that's yeah. We'll put it right there, right below the Daleks in C tier. Enemy of the World. Well, Patrick Troughton's era was really where Doctor Who started to get really good. I'm just realizing that going through this tier list. But like, there's a lot of cool shit in Patrick Troughton's era. This was the first episode where the Doctor had to face down someone who looked identical to him, even though it was really just by coincidence that Salamander looked so similar to the Doctor, and obviously he's played by Patrick Troughton. Both characters are. And this episode really shows off Patrick Troughton's acting skill and his range. And I think it's better than the Censorites at the very least. Better than the Romans. Yeah, why not? That's that's Enemy of the World for you. Web of Fear. Web of Fear. The first, I mean, if War Machines was like the predecessor to the unit stories, Web of Fear is the first proper unit story. And I think for me, it's at the top of B tier. I fucking love Web of Fear. It's the first episode to have Nicholas Courtney in it. Actually, it's not the first episode to have Nicholas Courtney in it, but it's the first one to have Nicholas Courtney playing the Brigadier in it. So, I mean, at this time, he was just Colonel Lethbridge Stewart. He wasn't even Brigadier yet. The unit wasn't even a thing, I don't think, until the invasion. So yeah, that's Web of Fear. Another cool story, another great intelligence story. Um, the last great intelligence story until 2012, I think. Yeah, 2012. Just the Snowman. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it. All right, what's next? Oh my god, we got a long ass way to go. I might have to split this up into multiple sessions. Oh, Fear from the Deep. I recently saw the animation for this one, the reanimation, because it's fully missing. Apart from being Vicky's departure story, I wouldn't say it's too good. I like it's another based into Siege with Patrick Troughton, which is always lovely. Um, I sure do love his based into Siege stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention, Evil of the Daleks. The reanimation just came out for like last month. The reanimation for that just came out. So pick that shit up if you want to watch a good Dalek story. Anyway, Fear from the Deep. The animation I also recommend for this. It's not available in black and white, I don't think. Is it? Um, Fury from the Deep. I can't find any info on if it's available in black and white. I know on Amazon it isn't, or at least on Amazon Prime Video. Prime Video, yep. But yeah, Fear from Deep better than the Romans. Yeah, cool. That was also Victoria's last story, Victoria Waterfield. The Wheel in Space. What's the Wheel in Space again? Oh my god. Oh, it's this fucking episode. Yeah, it's Zoe's introduction. Zoe and Jamie are like two's iconic TARDIS crew. The Wheel in Space. The Wheel in Space. It's the first Cyberman story that I think was bad. But like better than The Chase. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It kind of gets a little wacky. But it introduces Zoe, which is she's a big companion for Two's era. Yeah, so it's kind of memorable for that. Shit, the Dominators is next. Not canon. No, not canon is reserved for something later on in this series or this season. Better than the Savages, I'd say. The Dominators is. It's weird. It's a weird one. It has weird BDSM shit in it. Um, I think this is the first episode where the Doctor has two hearts, or is confirmed to have two hearts. So that's cool. But yeah, in general, this one's it's worth a once over, but not more than that. The Mind Robber, however, is an S tier story. Excuse me, like, is it an S tier story? I think it just gets a little like in the logistics of how the world operates in the Mind Robber. I think bumps it down to A tier, but it's still a great story. It's like the best of A tier right now for sure. It's the most fucking like out there, like sort of. It's honestly, it feels like a. Oh my god! Oh, I'm really gonna get lambasted for not remembering this guy's name. It's a really. It reminds me of a. Fucking. Come on. Douglas Adams. I remembered without even having to look it up. Well, I looked it up, but I remembered before I found the answer. Douglas Adams' story. It's got really cool science fiction elements in it, and it's just all like fucking. This episode really had no limits. A fucking unicorn shows up in it. It's great. It's a great Doctor Who story. Is the invasion next? Yeah, the invasion's next. Oh, another A tier? Another yummer from the gummer, I think? I'm almost tempted to put it in S tier, but I don't think it's quite that high. This is the first proper unit story, You've got Sergeant Benton in it, you've got Nicholas Courtney as Brigadier this time in it, and Unit's a thing in it. My god, this is really like the first Pertwee story as well. That really alluded to the whole Pertwee era. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Invasion. Is it an S tier story? I kind of really want to give it S tier at this point because I can't think of many flaws. Yeah, fuck it. S tier. S tier. Even though there's another story this season which I think is more deserving of the S tier than it, it's still an S tier story. Groton's not canon. Seeds of Death. Yeah, this episode is one of the few ones where the doctor just straight up kills things, which gives it brownie points. Anytime the doctor just straight up kills something, that's a good episode in my eyes. Also, Return of the Ice Warriors. In reality, though, like I'd place it above Dalek's Master Plan and not much higher. Space Pirates. This is also not canon. War Games, however, is very canon. 10 parts long, 4 hours long, yet it still keeps you hooked all the fucking way. Oh my god. Oh, what a brilliant story that is. Third longest story in all of televised history for Doctor Who, I believe. Right behind Dalek's Master Plan, which is right behind Trial of the Time Lord. If you count Trial as separate parts. Or as one part. Or one story. Yeah. War Games, just a great S tier. Long ass thing. It's a tragedy as well, which I always love in Doctor Who. And it's got the second Doctor who forced to regenerate, which is always sad. But yeah, I mean, War Games, War Games is a good one. It's a real good one. Spirit from Space. Oh my god, there's gonna be a lot of S tiers coming up, by the way. Spirit from Space is the best post-regeneration story, I'll tell you that much right there. We're entering Doctor Who's golden era, which is the end of the second Doctor's era to the beginning of the fourth Doctor's era. That's what I think is the golden era of Doctor Who, the late 60s to the late 70s. That is just a golden decade. Yeah. Yeah, Spirit from Space. First story to feature my favorite Doctor, by the way, who is John Pertwee. Oh my god, absolutely charming. An action-packed man. The most, obviously the most courageous Doctor, I think, and also the most fearless. And he worked with Unit, of course. He's stuck on Earth. It's such a big shift up in the way like the show operates. Oh, it's great. And followed followed right by Doctor Who and the Silurians. A lot of people get pissed that this one's called Doctor Who and the Silurians, which I just find hilarious. Like, fucking read it and weep. I don't care. You can call the Doctor, like, the Doctor, you can call him Doctor Who. I don't really care what it says in the credits. I just think it's hilarious that so many people get pissed because it's called Doctor Who and the Silurians. So some people just call it the Silurians. Some people hate it that fucking much. I think this is written by Malcolm Hulke, who would go on to be one of the best writers for Pertwee Zero. And in general, it's really cool. Also, I should say both of these are season 7 episodes. And season 7 is the only season with my favorite companion, Liz Shaw. Oh, Liz Shaw's the fucking best. She's so much better than Joe Grant, which always makes me sad moving on from her to like the Joe Grant episodes in the next season. So unfortunately, Caroline John couldn't get hired back on. Ambassadors of Death. Ooh, besides this one flip flopping a lot, it would be an S tier, but it flip flops a lot. It's a little too long for my taste. So is Silurians, but I can get over that. Above the Aztecs, yes. Ambassadors of Death is still really good. And finally, Inferno, the last story from season 7. Inferno is better than Evil of the Daleks. I also think Power of the Daleks is a little better than Evil, so I'm gonna put it there. But yeah, Inferno's really fucking good. The only thing that's holding it back from that sacred S tier is the weird werewolf monsters that show up. You know, you get to see Nazi Liz Shaw in this. You get to see the Brigadier, alternate reality Brigadier, who's just fucking crazy and tries to kill the Doctor. Oh my god. Oh my god, absolutely brilliant. Inferno. Those werewolves, they weren't even added. They weren't even part of the original script, but they had to add them because they just got scared that the episode wouldn't perform that well. Terror of the Autons, first story to have the Master in it, and first story where like the unit family's completed. It introduces Joe Grant and Mike Yates. Mike Yates at the time, who was going to be built up as one of the a potential love interest for Joe Grant, which I think is a subplot they should have followed through, but I think it ends up on the Green Death anyway. The Unit era you'll find is easily my favorite era of the show. God, I love the Unit family. Terror of the Autons. It's going right below Ambassadors of Death. Yeah. Mind of Evil. Now, this is where finally we've got a Pertwee story that goes down into B tier, I think. It's kind of weird science that doesn't make all too much sense. But in general, I think it's cool. I think it's cool enough to keep it above C tier, but not much longer. You know, it also the fucking machine like teleports around, which looks really goofy. Um, and obviously for season 8, every episode the Master's the villain, which gets old really quickly. As soon as Mind of Evil, as soon as you learn that, it starts getting old. But where the fuck's is it really Claws of Axos next? Yeah, it's really Claws of Axos next. What am I putting Claws of Axos? In B tier, I think. Yeah, it has the Axons in it, which are a weird villain, and in general, this is a weird one, but I like the weirder stuff. I'm gonna put it just above the Romans. I mean, it's always great to see Delgado and Pertwee duking it out. Like they were great friends in real life, and Delgado plays the role of that evil mastermind so well. Uh, yeah, I think we can rest easy with that being in B tier. Colony in Space. I love how this episode's called Colony in Space because by now we've been on Earth so long that space feels so weird again. But I don't remember this one being too good, actually. Like, put it above the Gunfighters, maybe. I remember it being pretty bog standard. This is the one where I think the Master being the villain every episode of season 8 really got old. And then we get down here to the Daemons. Why is this in black and white? Oh yeah, Daemons is one of the missing Pertwee episodes that was filled in with color later on. Daemons. It works as a nice season finale. It's another good unit story. I think we're gonna put it just above Colony in Space. All right, Day of the Daleks. Bam. Opener for season 9, and the worst story of season 9. Let me fact check that real quick. Let me fact check that. Oh no 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 no! It's not. It is not the worst story of season 9, but it's another bad Dalek story. I think it's just a little better than the Chase because they're like powerful again. This was the grand reintroduction of the Daleks, however, and they do kind of fall flat. It's like the story could have been well without the Daleks. It's the first episode with the Ogrons in it, which is cool. The Ogrons, you love to see them. Uh, yeah, but hmm. Other than that, it's not too memorable. For a Grand Return of the Daleks, it was very, very kind of cringe. But I do recommend checking out the remastered version. It's really cool. Also, the Third Doctor mercilessly guns down Ogrons in this episode, which always gets me brownie points, as you should know. Curse of Peladon. S tier. S tier. Gotta love the Peladon stories. Is Curse of Peladon better than the Invasion? Yeah, I think so. I think Invasion is just at the bottom of S tier. It's still there, but just barely. Curse of Peladon. What to say about the Peladon stories? I mean, they're great. I love the politics in them, and I really wish they'd do another Peladon story soon. Yeah, they could do a really good Peladon story about Brexit if Chris Chibnall knew how to write. But yeah, I feel like the time to do that is now over, considering it's been. Actually, I think Brexit is officially finalized by the end of this year. Yeah. So it's a little past the time to make that story, but who knows what's in Series 13? Maybe Series 13 will even be good. Wouldn't that be a fucking cold day in hell? Okay. Nope, we're not on you yet. Time Monster. The Mutants. This is a weird one. I think it's supposed to be a message about chemical warfare or something. It's about the natives of some planet turning into these weird bug creatures, but it ends up just being part of their, 500 year or 1,000 year life cycle or whatever. They metamorphosize every 500 years. And this is like the beginning stage where they become real creepy and shit, and then they turn into angels or something in the summer or whatever. Mutants is it's not worth the view. You can pass this one up. Time Monster. There we go. Not even canon. Do I rate it higher than the other not canon stories? I suppose so. If you really fucking want me to. Oh shit, we forgot the Sea Devils. Yeah, the Sea Devils is in this one. I'm a little upset that it isn't called Doctor Who and the Sea Devils. So that would have made it a lot better. It's like this story would have also been better if it was a unit story, but like that's just me nitpicking at that point. It's set on Earth. They could have easily had the unit crew there, especially for a season that otherwise only has 2 unit stories. Like that, it would have been huge to just have a third one, like a Pertwee season with 2 unit stories. Is that even a fucking Pertwee season at that point? Come on. It's better than Inferno, though, I'd say. Almost S tier, but not quite, I think. Actually, oh my god, this has some of the best Master Doctor back and forth that is ever seen. Shit. I'd say it's tied with Silurians, honestly. It's really good. Alright, season 10. The Three Doctors. B tier? Top of B tier. Yeah, it's great to have Hartnell and Troughton back. It's great to see them in color, even though Hartnell's kind of trapped in this weird time eddy the entire time because of his fucking heart problems, which kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do, What are you gonna do? I sure do love the Three Doctors. It's like if I was just to sit down and watch an anniversary special, I think I'd choose to watch the Three Doctors. It has great back and forth. Joe and the Brigadier getting to meet the other doctors, and I really wish Jamie was in this story. because like he was gonna have like a romantic thing with Joe, but unfortunately due to filming schedules, they couldn't quite line it up. But oh, that would have been great. Oh, you know how great it would have been to have Jamie in this fucking story. Oh, it would have made it even better. Would have made it an A tier. Um, Most of his lines went to Mike Yates, I think, or Bates, or Benson. I mean Benton. Fuck. Hmm. I think I'm gonna keep it top of B tier. I think it doesn't really need to go any higher than that. I don't have a lot of classic Who left, do I? Just realized like how there aren't that many classic Who stories, even though it has more hours because the stories are longer. Carnival of Monsters. This is like a parody of Doctor Who done correctly. Like you know, it's a parody of the show by the show, but like in the Pertwee era, it feels out of place. This is also the only time the Cybermen show up in Pertwee's era. Whew, whew. Higher than Mind of Evil, I think, but not much more. Worth a shot though. I love the the Drashigs, which is literally an anagram for dish rag. Oh my god, it's lovely. It's lovely and campy, just like all things should be. Frontier in Space, then Planet of the Daleks, then Green Death. Frontier in Space, I'd say, is an A tier story. The last story with Delgado's master. Sad to see him go so soon. For those of you who don't know, Delgado died in a tragic car accident before he could film like the finale of Pertwee's era, which was going to be a lot more. It was probably just going to be a lot better than Planet of the Spiders, but that's what we got because Delgado ended up dying, so they couldn't have the master there, which was unfortunate. And in general, Delgado was a great man, and it's sad to see him go so soon. Frontier in Space is better than Evil of the Daleks. Yeah. It leads right into Planet of the Daleks, which I've actually done a commentary track on. And I'd say Planet of the Daleks is Pertwee's best Dalek story, although as far as his Dalek stories go, they aren't nothing to write home about. I might actually put it at the top of D tier, to be honest with you. Like, it has cool elements, and I talk about them in the commentary track. It has cool elements like the Invisible, the Spiridans. But then they're just ruined because they have cloaks on the entire time, so there's no fucking point in them being invisible. The Invisible Dalek was cool, but it's the only Invisible Dalek in the whole story. They really fucked the pooch with this one, but I was gonna say that the Dalek Supreme in this still my favorite Dalek design ever. Death to the Daleks. Oh wait, no, fucking what? Green Death. Um, I'm putting it at the top of A tier. Uh, Obviously, like even though I don't like Joe that much, it's sad to see her go. And that scene where the doctor's just sipping wine alone, and then he takes that drive and Bessie at the end of the episode. Oh my god, that is so much more emotion than any New Who companion departure ever, dude. Uh, I absolutely love it. And it's like one of the last real unit stories where the whole fam's there. Mike Yates is being an absolute G in this one, dude. He's just fucking people over left and right, just punching them down, dude. Like, oh my god, this is like the Mike Yates episode. I love Green Death. I love Unit. It's all cool. It's all cool in the Unit era. Time Warrior, first story to feature both the Sontarans and Sarah Jane, and the only historical in Pertwee's era. I wish Pertwee got more historicals because, on the average, I think I tend to like historicals more than the other types of episodes. But tis. Huh? Time Warrior, Time Warrior, Time Warrior. I don't want to give it another A tier because it's getting really fluffy up here, but I think it deserves it. I think it's better than the War Machines at least. Yeah, I think I should bring down invasion there. Dalek invasion. Yeah, Time Warrior is cool. I really like the names for the medieval people like Iron Gron and who was the other guy like Axebreaker or some shit. They were really weird, but what are you gonna do? It's a historical and classic. Shit gets a little wacky. Oh, Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Oh, this is a tragedy because I quite like Invasion of the Dinosaurs. I think it's underrated. I think the writing is really spot on. Um, Unfortunately, it's just the props, the models don't do it any justice. Um, but like I've never had a problem with that personally. I love it when shit looks weird. you know, Honestly, this story would have benefited from staying black and white, which it originally was when the BBC deleted the master file. But yeah, yeah, we're gonna. I think it deserves C tier personally. I think it's. Mm, I think it's right there. Yeah, it's right there on C tier. Death to the Daleks. Pertwee's second. Like, oh, Pertwee's Dalek stories were all pretty bad, unfortunately, but mm, the Daleks really look bad in this one as well. Like, they get fucking shafted in this one. Yeah, I think just under Planet of the Daleks, and I'm slightly biased towards Planet, even though Death to the Daleks might be Pertwee's best one. I just like Planet more. Monster of Peladon, not as good as Curse of Peladon. Curse of Peladon was a little less formulaic, and having an Ice Warrior that was an actual like good guy, I think that was really huge. In this episode, they're just back to being bad guys, and this is also the last Ice Warrior appearance until Cold War in Series 7 of New Who. Just below the Three Doctors, I'm thinking. Yeah. Planet of the Spiders. Is this really it? Are we really on the last one? Yeah, this is the last Pertwee story already, man. The worst Pertwee story right now. All right, let's see how I rank the Pertwee stories. There's a lot less of them, as you can tell, than Troughton and Hartnell. The worst one's the mutants, followed by Day of the Daleks, then Death, and then Planet. Then Invasion, Colony in Space, and the Demons, and the rest are all really good, I think. And yeah, I think that's befitting of the Pertwee era in general. I don't think there were a lot of bad stories from that era, but like the ones that are bad really stand out. Oh, also the Time Monsters down here. Yeah, it's my worst rated one. Planet of the Spiders. It has Roger Delgado's wife voicing one of the spiders, which I think is cool. And it's also fucking wacky and shit. And this is like the redemption story from Mike Yates. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one of the reasons I love Invasion so much was because Mike Yates, like that was the beginning of his character arc, really. Planet of the Spiders. Mm, Better than Mind of Evil, I think, and not much better than Carnival of Monsters. Yeah, that's what we'll leave it at. Robot, a Pertwee era with Tom Baker in it. A Pertwee era story with Tom Baker in it. Really, that's what you can say for this one. And no, it's not good. It's unfortunately really bad. Most of the poster generation stories are bad. I don't know how, but most of them are pretty bad, and this is really the beginning of that trend. It's better than Celestial Toymaker and Edge of Destruction, at least. If I can put it there. Yeah. First story to have Tom Baker in it, though, so that's something. The Ark in Space. One of Peter Capaldi's favorite stories ever. by the way, and I don't think it's that bad. I think Ark in Space. I love the props in it. I love the villains. Wait, is it even time for this one yet? Yeah, it is. Okay. Ark in Space. Better than the Censorites, not better than the Romans. I think that's a good place for it. Good B tier story. The Sontaran Experiment. D tier? Top of D tier, I'd say. This was when the Sontarans really started to get bad, I think. With the same actor as well. And you can tell that the dude was having his problems because he lost a lot of weight and the mask didn't fit him. He was losing weight rapidly. Yeah. Sarah Jane's second encounter with the Sontarans, which is kind of cool. That she got to see him twice. The Sontarans were like a big villain in the Fourth Doctor's era. Come to think of it, like late Pertwee, early Baker. Yeah, I think resting at the top of D tier though is where that one belongs. Genesis the Daleks. Controversial opinion. Genesis is an A tier story. Yeah, Genesis is an A tier story that it's not better than Inferno for sure. I really don't understand why Genesis is as popular as it is, because there are some things that sort of stand out about it where I'm like, oh, really, really, like the whole "do I have the right" thing, which like I love the Fourth Doctor's whole speech about that, but like he just sort of goes on to do it anyway later, and it doesn't affect anything. And there's stuff like the side cast in this aren't too good. Like they really went overboard with the Nazi parallels in this as well for the Khalids. Yeah, I think it's just about to get S tier, but there are some things holding it back. Last original story Terry Nation did, though, let me say that. Even though it wasn't the last one he made, I feel like this was the last real original one he did. Is it already Revenge of the Cybermen? Not even canon. Yeah, it's Revenge of the Cybermen already. This introduces. I think this is the first episode where the Cybermen were weak to gold, which is a cool weakness. This is also the first episode where Rassilon Seal appears, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of wacky. Yeah, I'll put it there. It's not a good one. It's the worst one this season. But it's all right because we're about to get into season 13, which is one of the best seasons of classic Doctor Who. There are 3 S tier seasons in classic Doctor Who. That's season 7, season 13, and season 26. So let's just jump right into it. It's Terror of the Zygons right off the bat. A tier, A tier, A tier, A tier. I think I'll put Inferno above Green Death. A tier, A tier, A tier. Yeah, we'll put it A tier. First story with the Zygons in it. First story where the Brigadier actually just fucking shoots an alien and kills it. He wanted to do that his whole life, and he finally got to. This is the last like regular episode with the Brigadier in it as a recurring cast member. This is the last one he showed up in until season 20. I think Mike Yates, his last story was Planet of the Spiders. He was kind of left behind, unfortunately. But yeah, Terror of the Zygons is good. It's really good. Almost an S tier. Planet of Evil. It's oh yeah. Also, every season 13 story is inspired by like a classic monster movie thing. Terror of the Zygons, I think, is inspired by the Loch Ness monster. Planet of Evil is inspired by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I would say that out of all the stories this season, it's the lowest rated one in my mind. Even though that really just means that it's like near the top of B tier, upper end of B tier. It's good, and I love watching it, and it's definitely worth a watch as well. Every episode this season is worth a watch. All right, Pyramids of Mars. Top of S tier, top of S tier. Yeah, top of S tier right now. Absolute all-time classic. This one's obviously inspired by The Mummy. It has the most memorable one-time appearance villain of Doctor Who of all time, which is Sutekh the Destroyer. It introduces the Osirans, which are godlike creatures. Pyramids of Mars is really good. Really, really fucking good. I kind of don't even want to spoil it all. I really think that if you want to watch it, you should just watch it. Like, watch it blind. It's really fucking good. One of the best stories of all time of classic Doctor Who and Doctor Who in general. Oh, alright, so this is where classic Doctor Who ends. Oh, we've still got a while. Don't worry, don't worry. We still got another 2 hours before this fucking thing's over. Android Invasion, which is inspired by Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And remember what I said about Planet of Evil being the lowest rated episode? I think it's actually Android Invasion this season. It's good. It's the last consecutive unit story. This episode is the capstone for the unit family era. It's the end. It's done for. Last episode to have Sergeant Benton in it. I think is Mike Yates in this one or no? I don't think he is. I don't think he's in this one. Last story with Benton in it. Benton doesn't even get like a farewell scene. He's just knocked out off camera. He's fine. We know that he's fine because Brigadier mentions him later in season 20. But yeah, Benton, his last episode, and for such an iconic character, real big send off. I didn't talk about Benton and Yates much, but like, wow, what great characters, honestly. For side characters in Doctor Who, oh, they're brilliant. I love them. I love all the episodes with them. I should just marathon. Like, I know I just got done finishing like this huge marathon, but I kind of want to marathon every unit family episode. Like just the ones that have them in it. That'd be really cool. Anyway, next up is Brain of Morbius, inspired by R. Kelly's Frankenstein, and also it has big lore implications. It introduces the Sister at a Con. It's written by Robert Bland. This one was originally written by Terrence Dicks, but Robert Holmes rewrote it, so a lot of it. And Terrence Dicks didn't like it. He didn't even want his name attached to it. And so Robert Holmes just credited a pseudonym, Robin Bland, as the writer, and Terrence Dicks really fucking liked that. So they got along again. It was yeah, that's a cool little bit of trivia for the story. Better than the 10th Planet, yeah. I'd say it's an S tier story. It's absolute gothic horror at its best. And I mean, season 13, one of season 13's highlights. Seeds of Doom is next, the big 6-part finale. Seeds of Doom has my all-time favorite Tom Baker moment in it. And it's when he busts through the greenhouse rooftop, he beats up all the guards. The villain asks him, what do you do for an encore, Doctor? And he just says, I win, before like running away with Sarah Jane. Oh, it's such a badass moment. Top of A tier. I feel like it's really close. This is inspired by The Thing, by the way, before The Thing was even remade. This was inspired by Who Goes There / the original The Thing. I mean, what to say? Like, it's really cool. I love the Cryonods. I hope they come back someday. It's nice, and it feels very Pertwee. Does it have Unit in it? No, it doesn't have Unit in it. I don't think it does. It has a military. No, it does have unit in it, but it doesn't have any unit characters in it. Any ones that we've grown used to, at least. I think it's sitting pretty though there at the top of A tier. All right, we've got Mask of Mandragora, Hand of Fear, and those are the last two stories with Sarah Jane in them. Mask of Mandragora is really bad, and this is the only Sarah Jane was supposed to leave at the end of season 13, but she stayed on because she heard they were making Mask of Mandragora, and she was like, "Oh shit!" Elizabeth Sladen was like, "Oh shit, I gotta be in on this one," and I don't quite understand why. It's not that good. I think it's Below the Rescue. Yeah, it's not that good at all. Really. Hand of Fear is like a C tier episode. As far as companion departures go, like the actual scene where she leaves is great, but like Eldrad, oh my god, Eldrad was was such a unique sort of villain, and then he just became like a generic rock monster after he got properly reformed. I think bottom of C tier is good for Hand of Fear. Yeah. Deadly Assassin. So a lot of people really like Deadly Assassin, and now at the time, no one liked it. And honestly, I kind of don't like it that much. I think it's the first story where Gallifrey was really starting to get demeaned. You know, it's the first story where the Time Lords really went from this epic creature to just this stupid fucking civilization that just doesn't make sense to exist. Yeah, I'd say it's Deadly Assassin. Uh, yeah, it's. Oh, I don't know. I'm struggling with this one because a lot of people like it, but I'm gonna stick to my guns. Deadly Assassin is bottom of the list or bottom of the D list. Actually, I'll put it above of. I'll put it above the Chase, but that's as far as it's going. The Face of Evil, the first episode with my second favorite companion, Leela. And guess what? It's not that good. It's like just a step above. I'd say it's. It's just above Planet of the Daleks, I think. Introduces Leela, who's my second favorite companion. God, I love Louise Jameson. The rapport she has with the Fourth Doctor is really good. And yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think it's good there. Sort of top of D. Face of Evil, Robots of Death. This is like if Agatha Christie wrote a book called The Butler fucking did it. I stole that dirt from Diamanda Hagen. I love Diamanda Hagen. Really recommend checking out her series, Quick Guide to Classic Who, if you want to get into Classic Who. Robots of Death. I'd say just below the Android Invasion. The Mind of Evil being in B tier, honestly, is kind of throwing me off. I think I'm just going to put it down here. Above the Gunfighters. Yeah. Robots of Death is fun. I love the robot design in this. It's very cool. But yeah, it does get a little predictable. But it is a nice murder mystery, and I love murder mysteries. So there's that. Let me real quick. Okay. Talents of Wang Chiang. All right. this is the story I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the Celestial Toymaker. It's has racist elements in it. I don't think it has yellow face, which is a plus. But like, ooh, I'm really gonna feel bad about putting this one in S tier, but there it is. I mean, so, oh my god, one of Robert Holmes' best scripts, I think. This is the my favorite Fourth Doctor story. The only one of the few Doctor Who pieces of media that Christopher Eccleston has admitted to enjoying. Um, yeah, it's S tier. You have to look past the nasty stuff. It's the '70s, but like, I think this one is actually worth looking past it, and it's worth just being like, okay, at the time this shit was acceptable. It's not anymore. Okay, cool. I'm glad we got that established. I'm glad we established it. It's not okay to have sort of those racist undertones in media anymore. But that being said, Talons is an absolute banger of an episode. Is it the Invisible Enemy next? Oh no, it's Horror of Fang Rock, which is like almost an S tier, I think. Another great murder mystery. Like this is Horror of Fang Rock, even though the last Holmes and Hinchcliffe real episode was pure. Towns of Wang Chiang. I think Horror of Fang Rock is like the last story to have their mark on it. Hmm. It's definitely A tier, I feel. It's definitely better than Genesis, I think. Yeah. Horror of Fang Rock. Yeah, let's put it there. Invisible Enemy. Slightly less, I'd say. Um, yeah, slight dip in quality. In fact, I'd put this in C tier, but it's gonna be high C tier at the end of the day. It's gonna be right below Abominable Snowman, I think. Mm, yeah, yeah, I think that makes sense. I really like the scientist dude in this one. I liked the whole duplicates. They like going inside of the doctor's brain. It was the doctor's brain, right? I think so. To remove like the virus that's transmitted through the eyes. Like it's a cool one. It's worthwhile, but just top of C. It doesn't quite break into B tier. Image of the Finn doll. This is like the first time I saw Image of the Finn doll. I was like, holy shit! This is like the best Doctor Who story ever. And like in repeat views, I'm like, oh okay, it's all right. Oh wait, I'm thinking. I always get in Image of the Finn doll confused with Stones of Blood. Image of the I don't remember a lot about Image of the fucking Findall. Wow, yeah, I really don't remember a lot about that story. Huh, do I? It had the things that turned into like the other thing. I remember liking it. It was also very similar to like the Holmes and Hinchcliffe era. Hmm. Hmm. I just don't remember a lot of it, so I don't really feel. Oh shit! What happened? What just happened? Hello? Okay. I'm I'm back, I guess. That was okay. Um I don't know how I feel about ranking this thing. I'll put it in C tier for now, but I'll put it right above Mind of Evil. Okay, Sunmakers. Sunmakers is A tier, maybe? Maybe better than this Time Warrior, I think? No, just a little worse. Just a little worse. Um Sunmakers is cool. One of the few times the Doctor Who gets right-sided in its politics, which, like, I'm a left-leaning guy. I'm a liberal. I'm a bit of a libtard, if I do say so myself. A little bit of a soy boy. But, I think Sunmakers is pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Alright. Trying to determine if we're halfway through at least. I don't think we're close. We're gonna have to start zooming through some of these. Okay, well that's easy because Underworld is our first David Tennant story. Um, yeah, Underworld is just bad. All of it's bad. The minions are bad. They even look like fucking Illumination minions. Bad, bad, bad. And then Invasion of Time is not canon. Yeah, not canon. The Sontarans shouldn't have even been in it. They really had to. They dragged like Robert Holmes' corpse right out of the fucking grave to make this one. Um, this is the a sign of Robert Holmes declining in his writing skill. Even though this wasn't entirely pinned by him, I don't think. But it's like they forced him to do this on Tarns and all that sort of thing. And the moment the Sontarans show up on Gallifrey is like the moment the story gets really bad. Ribos Operation. My favorite version of Romana 1 is in this, Mary Tam. Only other Time Lord companion to have traveled with the Doctor other than Susan. We can assume that Susan's a Time Lord, or a Gallifreyan at least. But yeah, I really like Mary Tam's Romana. This is the beginning of the Keys of Time, the Key to Time arc, however, which is so fucking stupid. Oh my god, it's such a shitty arc. But I think Ribos Operation's above the Sensorites at the very least. Pirate Planet. Oh yeah, by the way, Douglas Adams is like a showrunner this season and next season, I think. Right? Yeah, this is the Douglas Adams Graham Williams era, which, although it's not my favorite era overall, has some absolute bangers in it, including but not limited to the Pirate Planet, which is there, I'd say, lower than Power of the Daleks. The Stones of Blood, which is, I think it's B tier. This is the one where I was like, yeah, it's so fucking badass and cool. It's the best Doctor Who story. And then non-repeat viewing, it's like, oh, it's still good, but it's not that good. I would say right below Enemy of the World. That makes sense. It makes sense situated between those two there. Androids of Tara. Oh, look at that face right there. David Tennant. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Power of Kroll. Top of E tier. I mean, this is not one of the better ones. This is another stinker from Robert Holmes, unfortunately. And then the Armageddon Factor, which is slightly better than Power of Kroll, I'd say. Or slightly worse than it, slightly worse. Armageddon Factor is a little too long, in my opinion, and I don't know. It's just. I don't really know. The whole Key to Time arc is kind of stupid in general. Like once they get the Key to Time, they just fucking Doctor decides cast it away anyway. He doesn't fucking care. Like it's just a little cringe. Destiny of the Daleks is next. It's the beginning of season 17. Shit. This should have been a Cyberman story, honestly. I love the Movellans. I love the way the Movellans dress and everything. Oh my god, it's hilarious. But yeah. Being realistic here, it's a D tier story. I'd say it's the worst Dalek story so far. It's actually I put it at the bottom of D. Yeah. City of Death. This is oh my god. Okay, the Graham Williams Douglas Adams era is peaks and valleys. Let me tell you. Because next up is City of Death. Oh my god. Is it better than Pyramids? No, it can't be. Can it? It's close. It's a close one. It's a real close one. I think it's just slightly less good, but they're still both really good. I don't want to say it's worse because they're both really good stories. Love City of Death. In fact, if you want to get into classic Who, watch City of Death. You know, not everything that's good about City like it's not always as good as this, but everything that's good about this is what's good about the whole thing. You know, and I really like it. City of Death is really fucking cool. Creature from the Pit. It's fun. Is this? Oh no, K9 was introduced in the Invisible Enemy. We're on K9 Mark II right now. It's funny. It has this shot where Tom Baker's giving a blowjob to this big green blob thing. Creature from the Pit is in D tier. Or is it in C tier? Maybe I was lying. Maybe I was joking. Yeah, I think it's in C tier. That's a nice place for it. Nightmare of Eden. Oh, that's the one with the weird frog things and the environment that's like in the little. Oh, okay. Nightmare of Eden's weird, dude. It's weird. I'm gonna say it's new bottom of D tier. Horns of Naimon. Other than having someone, oh my god, the villain in this one, like, just choose the scenery, and he was the original pick for the Fourth Doctor before Tom Baker stumbled as homeless assassin. I like the Naimon. They're an interesting villain. It's kind of weird how they're based off. Like, the first half of this is really good, then it really dips off in the end. I'd say slightly worse than Death to the Daleks, yeah. Shada! Shada! Ooh, okay, well, alright, here's the thing with Shada. It depends what version of Shada we're talking about. Because we're talking about the version of Shada, which is the Tom Baker scenes spliced with the animation that came out in 2018 or 2017. I think that's the best version of Shada. And that's the one that I'm going to be ranking this on because I think that's the closest we'll ever get to the original Shada feel, I think. So, if that's the case, then is it S tier? Is it S tier? Yes, it is. Yes, it is S tier. Um, yeah, I think so. 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 Yeah. Shada's great. Shada was like the last true episode of the Graham Williams era. And it's a shame that it was never properly finished. The Leisure Hive. The Leisure Hive. What to say about the fucking Leisure Hive? If I have to hear one goddamn thing about tachyonics ever in my life again, dude, I'm ending myself. That's what I have to say about the Leisure Hive. It's better than these other two, though. Is Full Circle next? No, it's Megalon. It's the Cactus Baker episode. This is season 18. You can tell Baker he was really old and he didn't give a shit anymore. His 7th year in the role, man. Meglos. Yeah, I'll put it there. Nothing to write home about. Full Circle. Oh my god, this is where the spiders become the weird frog things, and Adric is introduced, and this is the first of the E-Space trilogy as well. Oh my god. Yeah, it's right. It's below Robot. It's below Robot for sure. State of Decay. This was the vampire one, right? This is the E-Space trilogy starting to get good, but like just sort of bumbling its way there. I think it's better than like the Mind of Evil, but nah. I'll put it there. Warrior's Gate is where E-Space trilogy gets good. Like it's the best one of them all, and I think it climbs all the way up to B tier. I was gonna say maybe A tier, but it is really good, and it's the message is like slavery bad as well, which is a good message, I guess. Yep. I just feel bad about actually. I think Warriors Gate's gonna be bottom of A tier. Keeper of Traken, first master story since Deadly Assassin. I forgot to even mention the Deadly Assassin was in. There was there. This is Jeffrey Bridges as the master. So I think he's the best version of the Decayed Master. Peter Pratt didn't do that good of a job. I consider the character of the Decayed Master just to be one character, though, since they're so similar. And they're written the same as well. So, Keeper of Traken. Traken. This is the first episode with Nisa in it. And Nisa goes on to be one of Peter Davison's best companions. So that's brownie points. First episode with Anthony Ainley in it, although he isn't the master until the end. By the way, after we finished Legopolis, Classic Who's gonna go by in a fucking blink. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're nearing the end of Classic Who. And that's how it feels when you're marathoning it and you finish Legopolis and then you just blaze your way through the remaining seasons. You're like, oh shit, that was all. That's it, folks. And yeah, it is. Oh fuck, where'd it go? Where'd the episode go? Keep her talking. Okay, B tier. Is that right? I think bottom of B tier for the Keeper of I think C tier. It's just the world of Traken doesn't make too much sense, and how evil's like a tangible thing there. I'll put it. Oh shit, that's right between. There, I'll put it there. Legopolis. Shit. First Anthony Ainley master story. Last story for Tom Baker as Doctor. Shoot. C tier. It's just not that good. It's not a good regeneration story. It feels like a Peter Davison story. That's weird. Even though Baker's the most iconic Doctor, his first story was a Pertwee story, and his last story was a Davison story. That just shows like how fucking long he lasted, really. Castrovalva. Castrovalva. The first story where Adric just falls for obvious plots. Better. I'd rather watch Destiny of the Daleks over this, to be honest. It's not too memorable. Fort of Doomsday. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I was about to say, what the fuck's Fort of Doomsday? No, it had weird. It had like what were the things called, like logic, and well, one of them might have been lust. I don't know. Those weird creatures that were abducting humans from all throughout time. Mm, top of E tier. Nah, right below Armageddon. In fact, actually, that's top of E tier. Top of E tier. Time Flight. I know Time Flight isn't. We're not ready for it yet, but like, come on. That's David Tennant's here. Kinda. 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 I think it might be the second best story of this season, and it's only like a C tier story, really. It's top of C tier, I'll give it that, but like, it's all it is. The Visitation, other than having a really likable side character, this one kind of sucks. I'll give it like. I'd rather watch it than Day of the Daleks, to be fair. I'd rather. Let's give it bottom of C tier, I think. What the fuck is Modern Undead doing there? Alright, Black Orchid. The worst by far pure historical. And the last one since the Highlanders. Or the first one since the Highlanders, and also, I guess, the last one since as well, since they haven't done one. It has great character building moments, like Tegan and Nissa get developed quite well. Tegan and Nissa are like one of my favorite companion duos. I always thought they should have done a romance thing with those characters, and eventually Russell T Davies did end up in the only good thing he's ever written, Farewell Sarah Jane. He ended up making them a couple, which I think is nice. But it's bad. It's really bad. Earthshock, best story this season, and it's only an A tier, I feel. I mean, don't let me say like only an A tier. Don't let that dissuade you, because I mean that's good. A tier is really good, but you know, Earthshock is potentially the best cyber. Oh no, it's not the best Cyberman story. There's two above it, but it's a really good one. It makes Adric's death actually feel somewhat sad, even though he was annoying as shit, which is a big accomplishment. A big return for the Cybermen as well. Just that episode 1 cliffhanger. Oh, it's done so well. Earthshock's good. Earthshock's good. Alright, and we've already done Time Flight. Arc of Infinity. Oh my god. If you're looking for Omega stories, this isn't the one. This is not the one. And he has that weird pterodactyl thing. And oh, oh, yeah, that's not going far. Snake Dance, which is a sequel to Kinda. Yeah, Snake Dance can. I think it's better than Kinda. But like, by how much? I don't. A lot of people really like the Mara episodes, which are Kinda and Snake Dance. I don't love them as much as other people seem to, at least. Snake Dance is bottom of B tier for me. Modern Undead, introducing Turlo, who is like one of the most unique companions. He's an alien that like wants to kill the Doctor because of the Black Guardian and whatnot. It also has the Brigadier in it, but it has weird like creatures that want the Doctor to like give them regeneration and whatnot. Yeah. But it does have Nicholas Courtney returning as the Brigadier, which is cool. I think in the grand scheme of things, though, it's like uh, mm, Oh my god, where should I put Modern Undead? Where to place this episode? Because the Brigadier's back. Cool. I feel like it just said that he was leaving, in 7 seasons ago, which isn't much in the tier list. Oh my god, Modern Undead, Modern Undead, Modern Undead. I'm sorry that I'm stalling so much on this one. I just really don't know what to think about it. I think it's right there, in between Lycopolis and Keeper of Traken. Okay, so next one is King's Demons. Oh wait, no, it's not. I'm fucking stupid. It's Terminus. Where is it? Terminus is fucking weird. It has weird rat people in it. It's Nissa's go episode, which is sad to see Nissa go. She didn't want to go. She actually there's this weird scene where she takes off her skirt for no reason, and she did that deliberately because she was like, fuck it, might as well do some fan service now that I'm out of here." Um, I think it's Terminus is the top of F tier. However, let's keep going. Wait, is Warriors of the Deep not? Oh, it's season 21. Okay, I thought that was a season 20 story. It fits with the whole anniversary season thing. Enlightenment. What the fuck was Enlightenment about? Wait, oh my, I actually don't remember this story. Hold on. Oh wait. Okay, it was this one. Right? Yeah, it was about where the reward was enlightenment for killing the doctor for Turlo. Introduced the Eternals. Um, it was kind of interesting. I could say that. Better than Invasion of the Dinosaurs, I think. Now we're on the King's Demons. This one doesn't make a lot of sense. I think it's going in E tier. There's weird robots. The Master's in it. It's as far as mastered plots go for Anthony Ainley, it's rather typical, but it's a little wacky. The Five Doctors. Oh, the Five Doctors is the best anniversary special by far. I think it's bottom of S tier mainly. It just reaches there. An anniversary special doesn't have to have a good story, but it had every Doctor in some form, and it had a good enough plot. It had a bunch of returning companions. It had Susan and everyone, and yeah, cool. It even had Mike Yates and Carolyn John as Liz Shaw in it. It had it all, even though they were just illusions. It had them all. It had it all. Really love the Five Doctors. It really pulled season 20 out of the mud. Warriors of the Deep. Oh no, that's David Tennant's here. That's like the worst one in David Tennant's tier at this point. A lot of you people might be confused by the lowest tier I have is David Tennant's tier. Well, that'll become very abundant when we get around here. Frontios. What the fuck was Frontios about? What? What is this story? What the fuck is Frontio? What? Frontios buries its dead. They land on the planet Frontios, human colony where death goes unaccounted for, under constant threat from meteor. Oh shit! It's this one. It's one of the ones where the Doctor goes to the end of time, which got really fucking boring after a long time. Bottom of F tier, I think. Also, that wasn't even the next one. The next one was The Awakening, which is a historical kind of. It's a weird one. They're there to visit Tegan's grandfather. There's a big face in the wall. It's kind of like Face of Evil. I think bottom of D tier personally for The Awakening. I don't. It's not too fondly remembered, in my opinion. Resurrection of the Daleks is, however, all three '80s Dalek stories are at least A tier, and I think that Resurrection of the Daleks is. I mean, it's better than Power of the Daleks. That's for sure. Actually, is it? Maybe it's a little worse than like Pirate Planet, but it's better than Evil of the Daleks for sure. Um, Out of the three, I think it's the weakest. Actually, no, Revelation's probably the weakest. But it's still great. Still good. Tegan's departure episode, unfortunately. Goodbye, Tegan. Rest in peace. Um, Tegan also wasn't in very many audio stories, come to think of it as well. Planet of Fire. Planet of Fire. This is Turlo's last story. This is where the master dies again. This is where he says he's trying to say we were brothers or something like that. That's a popular fan theory. Yeah, the master's like, oh, would you kill your own? And then he burns to death, and people thought he was going to say brother, but I think that's been thoroughly disproven at this point that the master's not the doctor's brother. Good Turlo story, I guess. It introduces Perry, who's always fun. Love Perry. Anyway, the Perry story that really matters is this one right here. The what the fuck is it called? I'm sorry, Caves of Androzani. Caves of Androzani. Absolute banger, absolute S tier story. Um, yeah, I mean, not much else to say about it. Is it better than Pyramid of Mars? That's where I'm caught up because, like, I hate the Fifth Doctor is my least favorite classic Who Doctor. Um, but I really like it's Caves of Androzani is just that fucking good. I think just because it is the Fifth Doctor, I think I'm gonna put it below Pyramids of Mars. But oh, am I? I really love that the soliloquy. It's such a Shakespearean story. Robert Holmes at his absolute A game. Last great thing that he wrote. Followed by the Twin Dilemma, which is bottom of David Tennant's here. Yeah, I love Colin Baker. Colin Baker, second favorite Doctor. I adore Colin Baker. But he was shafted in the TV show. A lot of people say his Doctor got better in Big Finish. I think his Doctor was good enough. I think he was good in the stories he has, which are not many, as you can see here. But wait, what's the first episode of season 21 or 22? Fuck. Oh, Attack of the Cybermen. I don't think there's a story that in this season that's really great, which is unfortunate because Colin Baker's the only Doctor without a televised S tier story, in my opinion. Even though he is my second favorite, and I fucking adore him to death. Attack of the Cybermen. I love Attack of the Cybermen, but it's at like top of C tier, I think. Actually, is it even that high? That high? Why did I say that like that? It's above Enlightenment for sure. But like it's not getting much further than that. Alright. Revelation of the Daleks. Ooh, Revelation of the Daleks. Mm, it's an A tier, but like it's the bottom of A tier. Let's be honest. That isn't even the next one, by the way. I skipped straight to the season finale, but Revelation. I love Colin's scene with Davros is absolutely brilliant. But it's not too redeemable. Vengeance on Varos is C tier. I think it's better than Seeds of Death, but not by much. It's one of his better stories, Collins. One of his better televised stories, but he gets a lot better stories on audio. Let's be honest. Shit. What's next? Mark of the Ronnie. Yeah, Mark of the Ronnie's next. E tier, but like top of E tier. Actually, I'd say it's above like Destiny of the Daleks. I like the Ronnie a lot, and I think she was shafted really in the show. But yeah, it's something. Two Doctors, however, is bottom of E tier. Like holy fuck, I love Patrick Troughton and Colin Baker are good friends, and you can tell that. But like, oh my god, this story Robert Holmes at his absolute worst here. Actually, no, I think Robert Holmes at his absolute worst is Space Pirates and Crotons. Those were both written by him. Robert Holmes started terrible and he ended terrible. Man, it kind of sucks. Anyway, what's left? Time Lash. Bottom of David Tennant's here. And with that, I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, and so we are continuing the tier list here with Trial of a Time Lord. All right, in the first episode, Mysterious Planet. Mysterious Planet is strange. What's this? Oh, okay. Mysterious Planet is strange because, like, it's very similar to Orphan 55. In fact, the plot twist is the exact same in the fact that Ravalox is Earth, and in Orphan 55 is Earth. It's just decayed and destroyed by pollution and shit. And yeah, they're so similar that I'm surprised they didn't just make Orphan 55 Ravalox. But Orphan 55 is a really bad episode. And guess what? Mysterious Planet's not much better. I think this is the first appearance of Sabalom Glitz, however. He's always fun. But like, if we're talking realistically, I'd say just a little worse than Horns of Naimon, I'd say, for Mysterious Planet. Then it's Mind Orb is next. Perry's Exit. She dies in this one, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Mind Orb's probably the best this season, which means that realistically it's like bottom of C tier. This is the Trial of a Time Lord arc, by the way, which is not known for being amazing. It's when the show it had been canceled for a year, then it was given a year back, and the show was basically on trial at that point. So the season arc was about the Doctor being on trial. I'm not gonna lie, I think the Trial of a Time Lord's underrated, but like it is a slog to get through. Vengeance. Oh wait, no, Terror of the Vervoids. I'd say this one's just a little worse than Mind Warp. This is the first ever story with Mel in it, and I fucking hate Mel. But like the Vervoids themselves, this is the closest we get to a classic Doctor Who story this season. And then The Ultimate Foe, which is 2 episodes long, and it caps off with the Doctor facing down the Valyard. And I'd say just slightly better than the Mysterious Planet. Yeah, overall, pretty piss poor season 23. Unfortunately, Colin Baker was fired, and rightfully, he didn't return to film his regeneration, so we get Time and the Ronnie right here. And that's going right down, replacing Frontios as the bottom of F tier. Actually, you know what? I think it's going in bottom of Not Canon. Yeah, really hate it. Sylvester McCoy's in a wig in it, and it kind of sucks. Up next is Paradise Towers, right? Yep, Paradise Towers, which is actually good. I would put Paradise Towers in B tier. The Sylvester McCoy era was Doctor Who's slow rise up to greatness again. And it went through this rise for a few years until season 26 was along and ends up being one of the best seasons of Classic Who. Then it's Delta and the Bannermen. Wait, shit. Oh, shit. The Leisure Hive. Oh, no. I had Leisure Hive and... Yeah, okay. Delta and the Bannermen, which I feel like is also C tier. Yeah, I think it's good right there. I think it's better than Snake Dance and Time Meddler and some of those other ones. Um, but we get to Dragonfire. And Dragonfire, it's the first episode with Ace in it and has Sabalom Glitz again, who's such a great recurring character. Sabalom Glitz's actor died this year, and it's a big rest in peace because I fucking love Glitz. And what a brilliant character. Anyway, Dragonfire. I mean, first of all, props for introducing Ace and props for getting rid of Mel. But it's not that good. I'd say like bottom of C tier. Just a little, maybe it's above Mind Warp and Terror of the Verboids, I think. Alright. Starting off season 25, we have Remembrance of the Daleks, which is S tier. It's S tier. Yeah, it is. Is it one of the best all-time stories? Doctor Who? I don't. Oh, I'm having trouble. Should I place it above or below the War Games? It's basically Doctor Who's 25th anniversary, even though that's really Silver Nemesis, but we don't count Silver Nemesis. It's not canon. I think it's gonna have to go right below Spearhead from Space. Happiness Patrol is really good. It's gonna be, even though I think it's the season finale this year. Hold on, let's. Oh no, it's okay. All right. Silver Nemesis is going, or Happiness Patrol is going somewhere in A tier. I want to place it above Warrior's Gate. Yeah, all right. Yeah, just below Dalek Invasion of Earth, I think, is a good place with Happiness Patrol. This is a story that deals with depression like very well and shit. If you think that oh my god, if you think that Can You Hear Me is a good episode because the way it deals with depression, just fucking watch Happiness Patrol. Like seriously. Oh my god, Can You Hear Me? Oh, we'll get to that when we get to that. Silver Nemesis. That's going at the bottom of David Tennant for right now. Actually, I think it's going at the bottom of Not Canon. Yeah, I'm tempted to remove the David Tennant tier and just put everything here on Not Canon. Because I mean, yeah, all right, that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, David Tennant, bad enough to have his own tier. All right. Oh, are we starting off season 26 already? Yeah, look at how quickly. Oh wait, no, we aren't. Greatest show in the galaxy. Really tempted to put it at the bottom of S tier. I think it's one of those that gets really close to being in S tier. I'll place it right there above Earthshock for now. Battlefield. Battlefield. It's A tier for sure. It's above Genesis, I'd say. Ghostlight is S tier. It's going right above Remembrance of the Daleks. Survival is A tier. The last story of the classic era, actually, so I shouldn't be ranking it right now, but oh well. Survival just above Horror of Fangrock. I feel actually maybe, yeah. Why not? Why not above Horror of Fangrock? And finally, Curse of Fenric, which is S tier again. I'd say right below the Sea Devils. So there we are. Here is actually, you know what? Let's do the TV movie as well. It's gonna end up in E tier, I'm thinking. Right below the King's Demons. Alright, so here is the final ranking for every single classic Doctor Who story, including the TV movie, which isn't technically a classic Who story. And I think we're about halfway through, maybe just a little bit over. And beginning with Rose, we've got New Who starting off with a B tier episode, I think. B for banger, I'm saying. Rose, this is back when Rose wasn't a fucking terrible character, which she quickly became. I'd rather watch Rose than the Romans, I think. That's fair enough to say, but I'd rather watch Claws of Axos than Rose. The End of the World, oh no. Oh no. End of the World. This is somewhere in D tier. Don't like Cassandra. We've seen the Doctor goes to the end of Earth like 7 million different times. It's hard to keep track at this point. But I'll keep it above Mark of the Ronnie, I think. The Unquiet Dead is going straight to E tier. Right below An Unearthly Child, I think. Unquiet Dead's just fucking boring. Oh my god, I hate sitting through that one. Aliens of London and World War III. So I'm gonna rank two-parters and New Who together, by the way, just so you know. And I think these are proper F tier episodes. Right above The Rescue. Actually, I'd say right above. They're top of F tier. Top of F tier. Dalek. Okay, now here's where it gets a little strange. Where do I rank Dalek in the S tier? Because you know what's going there. I think it's right there. Dalek is based on a Big Finish story called Jubilee, which is one of my favorite Big Finish stories of all time. And it's just an absolute gem, especially for New Who, which is on the average really bad. The Long Game. Let's put that below Destiny of the Daleks, I'm thinking, but right above Castrovalva. I hate the Jagrafest. I could have gone without it. Father's Day is another A-tier story. Right, I think below Time Warrior. Nah, right above Time Warrior, I'd say. Okay, the Doctor Dances and the Empty Child. Or is it the Empty Child Doctor Dances? Yeah. It's going right in C tier. Not gonna lie, I mean it's creepy, yeah, cool. It's creepy. It's the first story written by Stephen Moffat, but like, I don't get the hype around it personally. I just don't get the hype around it. I think that Doctor Who's had far better stories, and especially in the Ninth Doctor era. Bad Wolf. Oh wait, shit. No, I've got. I want to do Boomtown first, which is not canon. Boomtown is. It's canon. Okay, it's canon. Is it better than the other episodes with the Slovene? I think so. Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways. Oh shit, man. This is D tier finale. Bad Wolf and Parting, they really suck. Especially, mainly because of Bad Wolf, but like Parting of the Ways also has its problems. Hmm. I'd rank it above The Chase. Would I rank it? Alright, let's put it above The Ultimate Foe. Yeah, alright, I think that's fair enough, you know. Any of you new Whovians are probably wanting to kill me by now, but hey. That's the way the news goes. Gamers. Christmas Invasion, David Tennant, but that's better than the Twin Dilemma. I mean, that's not much of an accomplishment. So here's the thing: I fucking hate David Tennant. I think that he makes us look stupid every day, and the fact that he was the Doctor for 3 years means that we probably are all backwards idiots. He's the worst Doctor. He's too human. He's too emotional. And the only reason Jodie Whittaker's not worse than him is because at least actually wait, no. I think I do hate Jodie more than him, come to think of it. Man, it's the David Tennant tier is basically for new Who stories that I can't fucking stand, and that's a lot of them, not gonna lie. Um but like man, they really dropped the ball with New Who. It could have been so much better, but I feel like RTD just set it up for failure, and that's why I'm not excited for him to come back. New Earth. Where's this going in the David Tennant tier? Is it above Christmas Invasion or is it below it? It's slightly above it. I like the cat people, and I kind of like the face of Bo. Maybe I like it. Girl in the Fireplace. C tier, but where in C tier? Okay, I think it's just below Dragonfire, and I think Dragonfire should be above the Visitation. Come to think of it. School reunion. Imagine. I was gonna say imagine butchering Sarah Jane that hard, but to be honest, she was never one of my favorites. School reunions going in. Like, not gonna lie, she remains pretty true to character. And honestly, when that scene where the 10th Doctor meets her again for the first time, like, that gives me goosebumps a little bit. But, like, it's not good. School reunion's not good. I like Mr. Finch. That's what the guy's called, but I don't like his race. Oh shit, that sounds really bad. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't like his species, like the alien, the villain. Like, I like Mr. Finch, but I don't like the weird thing, the bat things. Also, K9 died though, so that's a good plus. But then he came back at the end, so that's a negative. Let's put you right above Invasion of the Dinosaurs, School Reunion, up there with a lot of other Sarah Jane episodes, I think. Actually, no, I don't think. Tooth and Claw. Where's this going in the David Tennant tier? Worse than Twin Dilemma? Yeah, but not worse than Time Lash. Rise of the Cybermen, Age of Steel. Bam. Bam. Jesus Christ. I could go on and on about this two-parter. Oh my god. The fact that the Doctor wins the whole thing by plugging a phone from a alternate universe that isn't even freaking. The technology should not be fucking compatible. He plugs a phone into a console and sends out the codes all the time. Oh my god, that's the stupidest fucking resolution ever, dude. Oh, Idiot's Lantern though, is it? Yeah, it's worse. It's worse. Love and Monsters. It's going. I think it's good enough to be in not canon. I think just below the Crotons. Actually, what am I doing? It's the best of not canon. I love Love and Monsters. Like, just shitting on it. It's like a prequel, you know? You love to hate it. Satan Pit, Impossible Planet. You guys are going. I don't know. Impossible Planet's a B tier, but like Satan Pit's a D tier. Which means I'll make it the bottom of C tier. Yeah, I don't like the Ood. I don't like the Beast. The Beast probably should have just been Sutek, to be honest with you. I don't know what about this two-parter just doesn't gel with me as much as other people. I loved it the first time I saw it back when I was a stupid, like, 15-year-old. Actually, no, I was younger when I watched. How old was I when I got into Doctor Who? Because it would have been the same year. I'd say Series 8 was the new series when I got into Doctor Who, so I was... What would that be, 2014? 7 years ago, I would be 12. Holy shit, yeah. I loved... David Tennant was my favorite Doctor when I was 12. I was so naive. Fear Her. Oh my... Okay, Fear Her actually makes my brain hurt. Like, Fear... Oh my god, I hate this episode. Oh, it just, I can't get through it. I hate Chloe Weber. I hate her stupid face and how the child actor is just so bad. Oh my god, is all the drawing and I don't like the things and the dad and oh, get it away from me. Oh god. Okay, we're almost done with series 2 though, thank god. Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Yeah, we'll place them right there. Hate Rose Tyler, hate David Tennant, hate that he loves Rose Tyler. I don't hate David Tennant, it should be clear. I'm gonna rename this the 10th Doctor tier, because I think David Tennant's a great actor. He just wasn't given good material for the Doctor. And you can really tell that he takes his inspiration from his father-in-law, Peter Davison. The Runaway Bride? That's the one with Arachnos, right? It has Donna in it, but I don't like her in her first appearance. Maybe better than The Long Game. Shakespeare Code. Actually, let's try and do this properly. Smith and Jones. B tier maybe. B tier. Worse than the actually bottom B tier. Yeah. Gridlock. Oh my god! Imagine butchering the macro that hard. Worse than Castrovalva. Shakespeare Code is actually... I think this is going to be my highest rated 10th Doctor episode so far. New Who just tends to do better historicals than Classic Who. Or at least pseudo-historicals. New Who or Classic Who had better historicals all around. But when it comes to pseudo-historicals and celebrity historicals, New Who's better at that. Evolution of the Daleks and Daleks in Manhattan. I don't remember which of these ones is first. I would just wish this was like Evolution of the Daleks, part 1 and part 2. That would have made things so much easier. Anyway, it's E tier. Right below the... Actually, let's put it above the Armageddon Factor. I'm feeling a little nice. Let's put it above Power of Kroll. I'm feeling a little nice. Just somewhere in 10th Doctor tier. 42 is below Keeper of Traken. Human Nature, Family of Blood. I love the 7th Doctor version of the story, but it just doesn't work as well with the 10th Doctor, because, so in the 7th Doctor version of the story, he's the most unhuman Doctor. He's merciless. He's cold-blooded. Oh my god, I love Sylvester McCoy, but, when he becomes a human to hide, and, it's a real big character change for him. Whereas the 10th Doctor is just like, oh, hey, here's a less annoying version of the 10th Doctor, Which is good. I like it when the 10th Doctor's not annoying, but he is all the time. So let's give it C tier. People are going to be mad if I don't give it C tier, so I'll give it C tier. Blink, A tier. Not quite S tier. Not quite S tier. I think it's better than War Machines. But yeah, it's nowhere near S tier. Oh fuck, I almost threw up. Oh no, I forgot about this 3-parters is just... Oh my god, why'd they do the master like that? Why'd they massacred my boy? Oh, the Johnson master. Honest to god, Johnson's master is worse than Eric Roberts. Don't at me. Voyage of the Damned, it's just somewhere in 10th Doctor. Planet of the Ood, somewhere in there. Partners in Crime. I actually like Partners in Crime. It's one of my more tolerable 10th Doctor stories. In fact, I think season 4 in general was his best season. Fires of Pompeii. This episode actually takes place a long time in audio adventure called The Fires of Vulcan. But the Doctor doesn't reference it at all, I don't think, which is unfortunate. Fires of Vulcan was a pure historical. Pure historical. And yeah, I think B tier is good for it. Actually, how many classic Who stories am I putting that ahead of that I really like? That's what I gotta think about. Like, oh, is this really better than the Daleks? Yeah, I think it is. I do think it is. I can't be that vindictive. Oh, the Doctor's daughter. Oh, so this is the episode where the 10th Doctor gets raped and he's just told, yeah, except you have a daughter now. You can't do anything about it. Oh my god, fuck that episode. Also, fuck Jenny. I wish she'd died. I wish that. Actually, I think according to the writer, that he wanted her to die, and so he just said like on some tweet or something. He's like, oh yeah, Rocket just blew up after. It's totally canon. I don't know if that's canon or not. I don't know how true that is, but that's a fun thing. Poison Sky Santarum Stratagem. Which one? I don't know which one comes first. They both make my brain hurt. F tier though, I think it is. Yeah, this is. I mean, the Santarans were still a threat here, but like, I don't know. I don't like the kid in this one. I think Unit's not at its A game. There were so many times in Russell T Davies' year, especially, where Unit could have been so good, but they just fell short because I guess he didn't want people uh, from the classic era to enjoy the show anymore or something. I don't know. He just wanted the two shows to be entirely different, which I think in the beginning, yeah, that's a great idea because you want to draw in a new audience. But like at this point, we're in series 4 of New Who. We should start connecting the shows a little more and not having the fan base be that divided. Unicorn and the Wasp. The only reason I tolerate this is because I simp for Agatha Christie. Above Dragonfire, I think. Forest of the Dead, Silence in the Library. It's an A tier, I think. Or is it? I think it's better than Rose, to be fair. I like the Vashta Narada, and I hope they come back. I really like the Vashta Narada. Turn left. Yeah, this is the episode where David Tennant's dead the whole time, so that's top of S tier. Midnight. Oh, okay, this is unironically an S tier David Tennant episode. Just the bottom of S tier, I think, though. Actually, you know what? Giving it a fair shot, I'll move it above the Invasion. Turn left, though. In reality is like here. Journeys in the Stolen Earth. This okay. This makes my brain hurt. Oh, is it the Stolen Earth Journeys? I don't care. Yeah, this is the episode where the Doctor flies the Earth back to its original fucking destination with like a choir singing in the background. Oh my god, people think this is one of the greatest finales Doctor Who's ever had, by the way. Oh my god. Next Doctor. Bottom of F tier. End of. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Oh, also, we should probably Fear Her needs to stay at the bottom of 10th Doctor for now. The Waters of Mars. This was good until halfway through, where the Doctor just decides that the Guardians don't exist, the Eternals don't exist, and he's the highest power in the universe. We put it there. 11th Hour. B tier, I think. 11th Hour. Yeah, it's not. I think 11th Hour is a little overrated. But hey, it's Series 5, and Series 5 was back before the 11th Doctor was a zanier remake of 10. Series 5, he was actually like kind of like 2 mixed with 6, and he was kind of good then. But it became bad very quickly. Beast Below. Oh no. Oh no, not the Beast Below. I'll put it above the Sontaran two-parter. Victory of the Daleks. Not canon, I think, or maybe even David Tennant's here. Yeah, what am I saying? David Tennant here. Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone. The angels move in this one, so that's like automatic E tier, I think. It has River Song in it, so that's automatic E tier. Hungry Earth, Cold Blood. It's just a remake of the Silurians. A bad one at that. Amy's Choice, A tier. Is it the only new episode? New Who? Oh no, I have Blink in A tier as well. Put it above the Sunmakers. Vampires of Venice. I kind of have a bit of a soft spot for it, which means it's in D tier. Right above The Chase, I think. Vincent and the Doctor is another A tier episode. Yeah, right below Evil of the Daleks, but above Ambassadors of Doom. Death, even. The Lodger, well, I'm kind of wishing there was a James Corden tier now. Actually, I kind of like Craig, but like... okay, let's put it in E tier. Below Arc of Infinity. A Christmas Carol, aka the only good Christmas special in here. Not the only good one. The Capaldi ones were also pretty good. Yeah, bottom of A tier. Pandora opens in the Big Bang. Just somewhere in there. All like near the bottom, they all just get mushed up in the make my brain hurt. Ooh, tier. Day of the Moon and the Impossible Astronaut. Impossible Astronaut was really good. Day of the Moon really sucked, and I think it's worse than the Axons or the Time Warriors, Ice Warriors, even. Fuck. Curse of the Black Spot, not canon. Rebel Flesh, the Almost People. This episode is really close to saying something, I feel. It gets really close to saying something. But like, I mean, cool concept and all, but like realistically, I think it's just a little better than Vampires of Venice. Night Terror. Oh my god, I think I hated Night Terrors actually. That'll go right there. The Doctor's Wife, S tier, finally knew who did it again. Better than Midnight. A Goodman goes to fuck. End of time tier. No. There. Probably. These New Who two-parters. Oh my god. I hate how the episodes are named something different. Let's Kill Hitler. I wish we did. That would have made this episode a little interesting. The Girl Who Waited. Better than Rose, I'll say. Better than Rose. Close in time. I think so I said at the beginning of this I wanted it to also be like an effective ranking of every story as well, but like at this point I'm just blending all the tiers into one thing. The only thing that's solid is my ranking of S tier stories at this point. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can stay here. And I wish I couldn't stay here, because closing time's an F tier. Wedding of River Song is somewhere there. The God Complex. This is the one... where they're in like the Minotaur area and the things like a Naimon kind of. C tier, just below 42. Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. This sucks. It's bad. Snowman. I mean, at least the Great Intelligence is back, right? It's better than 42. Time of the Doctor. What? Wait, what is Time of the Doctor again? Why is this? Why am I already at? No. I got more stuff. Oh, Night of the Doctor's here. Um. D tier. Well, I mean, like I like Paul McGann. It's good to have him back, but he's Eighth Doctor's not one of my favorite Doctors. I think it's better than Bad Wolf Parting of the Ways. Yeah, I don't like the Eighth Doctor, and I don't really like how quick Night of the Doctor is. You know what? Why the fuck wasn't Paul McGann the War Doctor? Why wasn't he in the 50th anniversary? I love John Hurt, but like, come on, what's wrong? You had the perfect setup, Moffat. Come on. At this point, I fully know damn well that I just sound like a raving fan who's like, oh, you're not respecting. I fully understand that I sound like a stupid person right now. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't like New Who, and if you like New Who, that's okay. You can like New Who all you want, but I don't, and I don't think I'll ever really like it as much as I liked it during the 12th Doctor's era. 9 was also good, but 9, he had some really bad episodes. Asylum of the Daleks, that's somewhere in not canon, we'll say. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship is F tier. Angels Take Manhattan. Okay, Town Called Mercy is like B tier, I think. I kind of really love Town Called Mercy, and a lot of people really don't for some reason. And yeah, I was right. This is the only other televised Western in all of Doctor Who. There were only 2 of them. Power of 3. This, you know what? I can't knock Chris Chibnall for this one because this episode was supposed to be a lot better, but the guy who played the villain just really sucked at acting, and so they couldn't really have him on screen that much, and that's why the Sonic just saves the day in this one. But it's still, it's good for character development, honestly. I think this really helps to flesh out the characters of Amy and Rory and Rory's dad, and how the 11th Doctor has his relationship with them. You know that I kind of have a soft spot for the story. Not gonna lie. Angels Take Manhattan. Not canon probably. Cold War. Maybe it's a little canon. Maybe I'll give it just above Boomtown, I think. Rings of Akatin. Rings of I'm going to bed now. See you tomorrow. Bells of St. John. Bells of snoring all night long. Am I right, fellas? Am I? Come on. Come on. You can't get better material than this anywhere else. Oh, I'm here every weekday. Literally now. I've started doing daily uploads. You guys like it? Oh, Hyde. That's the one. Oh, wait. Oh, this episode. Oh, yeah. Okay. Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. F tier. Crimson Horror. I absolutely hate the Paternoster Gang. A lot of people seem to like them. God, I bloody hate the Paternoster Gang. The whole thing Stephen Moffat does with the only female character he can write is just confident and you know exactly what the fucking thing is. It's like, come on, just have a little nuance with your writing, dude. Like, I love strong female characters. In fact, I don't like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor because she's not a strong female character. You know, like, that's one of the main gripes that I have with her Doctor. But, like, you need to get better material, man. You need to just write more, like, varied stuff. Oh, Nightmare in Silver is like David Tennant's here. Name of the Doctor, David Tennant. Day of the Doctors, David Tennant, for real. And Time of the Doctor, it's better than Megloss. It's better than Megloss. Deep Breath. Knew Who's Getting Good. Knew Who's Getting Good again. Deep Breath. I mean, Paternoster's in it, so you can't do much, but like, come on. It's better than A Town Called Mercy. Into the Dalek. Oh, this is the eternal debate, I feel. Is Into the Dalek better than Dalek? Oh my god, I think they're on the exact same level, personally. People don't like Into the Dalek for some bizarre reason. I bloody love Into the Dalek. It's one of my favorite Dalek stories, as you can tell by its placement. Yeah, yeah. And the Daleks are my favorite villain as well. This is going above Frontier in Space, I think. Listen, Listen is one of those episodes you either hate it or you love it, and I'm in the camp that loves it. Time Heist is an A tier episode. It's above Blink in my eyes. Oh, but Blink has the Weeping Angels, and it fucks with time, and it's written by our Lord and Savior Stephen Moffat. Yeah, well, fuck you. Blink's an F tier. No. But like, I like Time Heist more. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's personal preference at this point. Caretaker. Okay, this is where one of the stinkers of 12's era. Like somewhere in E tier, I'd say. Kill the Moon. I'm actually going to put this in the end of time tier. I was originally just going to save this tier for the end of time and Hellbent, but nah, I'm putting Kill the Moon here. This is obviously a metaphor for abortion, and it's the wrong kind of metaphor for abortion. It sends the wrong message. That's all I'm going to say. Mummy on the Orient Express, more like Mummy on the Orient uh uh please fuck me Peter Capaldi Express. Yep. Is it better than Curse of Fenric? I don't think so, but it's really close. Flatline. That's an A tier for sure. I'd actually put this above Tomb of the Cybermen. Death in Heaven and Dark Water. Oof. Okay, well, first of all, In the Forest of the Nights and David Tennant's here. Death in Heaven and Dark Water. I think it's a firm bottom of D tier. Like, Death in Heaven's really good, and then Dark Water just... Or, well, Dark Water's first. Dark Water's really good, and then Death in Heaven just completely ruins it. Yeah, I love Missy, though. Hey, great New Who things? Missy. Missy is a great New Who addition. Yeah, love Missy. More Missy content. I'm actually probably gonna buy the Missy audios soon, so that's something to look forward to. Last Christmas, one of my favorite Christmas specials. I think it gets shit on. I love the head crabs. The only reason people hate this one is because it has the fake Clara exit. And I honestly don't like it for that too. This was originally supposed to be Clara's exit. It was actually originally supposed to be Clara's second exit. But nah, it's not good, unfortunately. It's not that good. I'm gonna put it above Human Nature, Family and Blood, I think. Above Waters of Mars, actually. Magician's Apprentice, which is yeah. That's just one. I think is that the worst Dalek story right now. I think actually Victory of the Daleks might be worse than it, but it's there. It's in 10th Doctor tier. Under the Lake Before the Flood, A tier, A tier, A tier. Do I hear an A tier? Yeah. Better than Time Heist? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Girl Who Died, Woman Who Lived. Do I hear an S tier? Do I hear an S tier? Nope. 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 I hate me. I hate a shielder, whatever you want to call her. Hater. Bad. While we're at it, Sleep No More is a bad 12th Doctor episode. We'll put it there. Oh my god, why is Robot of Sherwood all the way out here? Robot of Sherwood's like in top of best. I think that Robot of Sherwood's potentially the best Doctor Who story of all time, actually. Realistically, I'm going to put it in C tier, but I fucking love Robot of Sherwood. Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion. I think it's better than the Doctor's Wife, maybe? Oof. Alright, it's better than Midnight. Excuse me, can I... Like, this is Peter Capaldi in his absolute A game, I think. Face the Raven. Clara finally dies. Cool. Heaven Sent. This is the only two-parter in New Who I'm... Even... okay. I know I'm gonna do this realistically. Heaven Sent, Hellbent. Now, here's the reason. Everyone's probably gonna fucking hang me because I put Heaven Sent in End of Time tier. Heaven Sent's a really good episode. It's really fucking solid. I absolutely love Heaven Sent. Hellbent completely ruins it, completely negates it. Everything that Heaven Sent builds up and does correctly, it's all a build up to Hellbent, and Hellbent just completely throws it away. So I cannot appreciate Heaven Sent enough, considering that Hellbent exists. So that's why it's my least favorite story of Doctor Who of all time. Yeah, no shit. Return of Doctor Mysterio's not canon. Husband's River Song is F tier. Actually, you know what? I think honestly, River works the best out of any Doctor she's ever with. She works the best with Capaldi. The pilot is in A tier. Smile is in C tier. Thin Ice is an A tier. As you can tell, Series 10 is my favorite series of New Who. It's either Series 10 or Series 8. Knock Knock is in C tier. Would have been better if people actually died in it. Oxygen's in B tier. It has lasting consequences, which is cool. Extremis, Pyramid at the End of the World, and Lie of the Land. I think overall, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's B tier story. I think putting them all of them together, I used to be like, hey, Pyramid at the End of the World is the best one, and the other two kind of fall by the wayside. After rewatching all of Doctor Who and being able to stack it up against other stories and stuff like that, I think that Extremis and Lie of the Land are the ones that outshine Pyramid. I think Pyramid's the weak one, actually. Yeah, I think it is. Empress of Mars is B tier. Oh wait, no. Eaters of Light is also B tier. Reason people don't like Eaters of Light is because it's kind of slow, and I get it. But like, if you're actually just analyzing the story and the characters, other than that cringe scene at the end where they walk into the portal with that really bad CGI that I can overlook, yeah, it's good. That's good. World Enough in Time and the Doctor Falls, A tier. Would have been one of the best regeneration stories ever. But you know what isn't? Twice Upon a Time. Twice Upon a Time's a good C tier. I mean, I like the first Doctor being there. I don't like him being sexist. First Doctor was not sexist. Get that drilled into your fucking head, people. I mean, I actually don't think anyone believes that the first Doctor was sexist. I think most people criticized Moffat for adding those jokes to the episode. Woman Who Fell to Earth. What a fucking confusing plot for your first episode, am I right? Ghost Monument's not canon. Arachnids is in 10th Doctor tier. Rosa is in C tier, I think. It's maybe the best Jodie Whittaker episode. The Serenga Conundrums and 10th Doctor. Kerblam is potentially worse than Kill the Moon. I'm put it there, though. Demons of the Punjab. Before watching JX's video, I was like, yeah, Demons of the Punjab, fucking S tier. Why not? After watching it, oh, Blow Buddy, that's a D tier episode. That's an F tier episode. Yeah, he really helped to point out the flaws in that one. Battle of Ranskor of Pupos. Not canon. It Takes You Away. 3 good episodes mashed into one. Actually, 2 bad episodes and a good episode mashed into one. I like the frog. Don't even at me. The frog's good. The solid track, yeah, whatever. I like it, but like some people don't. For me, it's a real Douglas Adams thing, and I really liked it. Witchfinders, you'll notice that Chris Chibnall's historicals are a lot better than anything else he writes. Resolution, 10th Doctor. Oh my god, Spyfall. I forgot the fucking story where the Doctor just joins the KKK for a good moment. Yes, going in End of Time tier. Orphan 55's 10th Doctor. Fugitive of June. Fugitive by itself was good. I mean, and Ruth, honestly, the Ruth Doctor, don't even at me, she's a better Doctor than Jodie Whittaker, but like the payoff for this shit, it was just not good. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, I think, was easily the best Jodie Whittaker episode. I love Nikola Tesla, and I wish that Nikola Tesla was the Series 13 companion. I wish that they just got rid of the other ones and went ahead with Nikola Tesla, but hey, you know, what can you do? Praxeus is 10th Doctor. Actually, Praxeus is not canon. Haunting of Villa Diodati. Would have been good, but it completely ruins the fact that Mary Shelley was a companion of the 8th Doctor, and she was a damn fine one at that. So not canon, obviously. Which means that Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Children is it worse than Spyfall? Yeah, it is. Can You Hear Me? One of the worst episodes, and Revolution of the Daleks, one of the worst episodes. Okay, boys. Here it is. The final tier list. My final tier list for every single televised story of Doctor Who ever. Not a lot of it makes sense, and maybe in the future I'll comb through it, and refine it a little bit, but I think I'm happy with that one. Televised Doctor Who. Actually, the right Doctor Who tier list. The right one. Yep. There we go. The right Doctor Who tier list. Yeah, that's yep. Alright, listen. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So yeah, thank you guys all for tuning in. And I think I'll see you guys in the next one. Also expect more Doctor Who content coming up, because I just recently finished my marathon and I kind of want to talk about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will hope you all the best in your future endeavors. See you in the next one.